Back to the Crash Space. My name is Andre. Thanks so much for tuning in. It is December 19th, 2025. We're sneaking in an extra little stream here. I trust you well. It's been a busy week, that's for sure. Usually we do streams on Sunday afternoons, Sunday evenings. This Sunday we will not be here. We're going off on holiday to go see family. It is the holiday season. Hopefully you're doing well and your holidays are good. And that's the case. Yeah, there'll be no stream on Sunday, but there'll be a stream. Not even on the following Sunday. There's gonna be no streams for a bit, which is exactly why we're doing this. Hey Roshni, how's it going? Banging music, thank you. The first track was great. The second track, okay. Third track was good. We ran that a bit long. I was making coffee, so a lot of music to listen to. How are you doing? How's your December? We've been enjoy travels. Thank you. We've been really quite busy around here. I'll be honest. Shout out to the channel. The channel is growing. That's always really nice. Surprise stream, Andy. How you doing? We've been recording. So for those who don't know, Civil War came out in Canada just last week on last Friday. Our first attempt on it was last Sunday, where we played through the box and played the precons. I'll let you in on a little secret. I got a Tigra problem. I got a really bad Tigra problem. I've been playing so much Tigra and exclusively Tigra. Tigra is kind of just cracked. And because we're not going to have a stream this Sunday or content next week, I went ahead and I was very diligent. I recorded 3 different gameplays. They're all edited. They're all done. I just need to upload them and do publishing. But one will be out on Sunday. One will be out sometime during the week. And then one will be out next Sunday. So if you're missing this crash-based content, there will be content. It's all Tigra all the time. Welcome to the Tigra channel. Tigra is just absurd. Have you all played Tigra? I also learned it's not Tigra, it's Tigra. So like I'm good to get that out of the way. But yeah. Just cracked. I don't get it. It's absurd. Happy holidays. Hey, HFT. Glad you got on a stream before vacation. Myself too. I really enjoyed doing this. It would be like 2 weeks away. It feels kind of bad. Hopefully you're well. Hopefully your vacation's good. December wrapped up another busy semester of teaching and grading. Are you totally wrapped? You all done? As a teacher, what's the policy on receiving gifts? Like, I don't know what grade you're teaching. You don't have to like, out yourself if you don't want to. But like, we always brought gifts for teachers, right? Do you clean up? Is that good? That's really good, right? Currently nursing a migraine on the couch. Probably going to crash midstream. Guess this is the space to do it. This is the space. Apologies if my voice is going to make things worse. So hopefully you're feeling better. That's definitely a bummer. A rest up on a Friday, huh? Hey, Mighty Mouse Beer. Hi, how's it going? Tigra is a resource monster. She's amazing. She's so good. And like Aggression Tigra, I played a bunch of it. And then I just started playing Justice Tigra, where you actually like do confuse and flip up and flip down and use the HQ precinct. And it's just buck wild. It's so fun. They're stunned, I'm up, draw cards. They're down, they're confused, I'm down, draw cards. It's so fun. I think she might be one of the heroes that I've had the best time playing. And I mean, like I've played nearly 30 games with her in a week somehow. So yeah, I got a problem. Which is why we're gonna be focusing on Hulkling today. I'll be honest, the stream was a bit impromptu for sure. So I don't have a deck built for this. I've been trying out a couple things with Hulkling. I think a lot of them are probably fine, but maybe not super interesting. So I wanted to try something slightly different. This specifically is a deck that we've net decked. So it is a Justice deck with Chance Encounter. This is from Man-is-Obsolete, who published this on what's it called, on Marvel CDB a couple months ago now, considering probably from the States. But yeah, Hulkling seems okay. Hulkling just seems kind of like a numbers deck. Hasn't been as like flashy as much as it seemed really consistent. And I played I played Hulkling through all the expert villains from this box. I think we could talk about this box a bit because yeah, I don't know about these villains. I honestly don't think they're anything. Does it jazz me up to play Tigra? I haven't touched her because I can't stop playing Hulkling. Yo, HFT. Okay, wait, how can you hook me on Hulkling? Because Hulkling to me just feels kind of like Shuri. It's just like good numbers. The ready is cute. Like the turns where you exhaust yourself, play an event, ready, do your thing again. Those are the ones that feel really nice. I think the things with Hulkling that would make me really excited is like playing Change of Fortune and then playing an event during defense steps. So you can like knock something out and then like Change of Fortune. That seems kind of fun. I also only recently realized that Excelsior, and this is from playing Tigra defense decks, protection Tigra, is that Excelsior allows you to deal 2 damage to an enemy, not the attacking enemy. Which means you can like block against the villain and then just knock out a minion on the table and do Change of Fortune. That's so cool. I didn't realize that this was not attacked. The first couple of games I played this, I thought that you could only do damage to the thing attacking you. This blows the card open. But yeah, I guess Hulkling can do that a bit. Strength and diversity is fun. He has 3 traits on his own. Oh, he does have 3 traits on his own. I'm not a big leadership player, but I do like strength and diversity a fair bit. Yeah, 3 traits on his own is not bad. That's actually nearly the highest, I think. You teach university, 100-person classes, so I don't really get to know my students super well. So they don't bring gifts? So not everyone brings like chocolates and a mug and nice stuff? That's a bummer, but I guess you get some more interesting critical learning potentially. Glad it's well. Enjoy your break. All right, we're gonna do this really quickly at the top, I reckon. I'm just gonna put up Hulkling's hero art. There's a bunch of news that came out. I'm just going to go over it really quickly. We're not really a news channel, not a recap channel. A couple things, I guess. Hold on. We'll hit this button. Yes, nice. Hold on. Nanako the cat just realized Maddie left to go pick up flour, and now she's yelling in the other room. 1 second. Yeah, I'm still here. All right. She realized I'm still here, which is good. I also find it super fun to flip down as much as possible with the impersonation and use the alter ego action. Hulkling just feels so rich. That's what this deck that we're playing today is. Mind you, it's on the screen right now. This is Man-is-Obsolete. It's investigating a less than lethal chair. It has gifts from a Tim Robinson HBO show that came out this year. I had no idea about, so that's fun. But we'll talk a bit more about the deck, but that is the idea. That we're trying to flip down to alter ego. We're trying to grab more resources and just keep doing that. Sounds fun. Sounds cool. Now, at the top, this just dropped. This is from Fantasy Flight Games. They did an article. They talked about beta environments coming out this month. I think this is what they're talking about. So they finally formalized what environments are for this game, for Marvel Champions. And it turns out there's 3 environments. I just want to say off the top, I don't think this matters at all. There's so much energy and thought that goes into environments. At the end of the day, I don't think they really matter. It's not very clear to me what they're designing their game around. Like, are they designing their game around the current environment? I think they are. I'm not super stoked about the current environment because it seems so artificial. It's not like these cards were ever designed to be a format. They just like dropped, a line somewhere in the sand and said, all these cards are in current, all these aren't. So there's like a lot of synergy packages that are just like, decapitated on 2 sides of a fence for no reason. And so like, I don't know. It's hard to get product nowadays. I hear it. A lot of the old stuff's out of print. That's frustrating. But yeah, the whole current environment thing. Let me know if you're watching this, if you're a current environment player, if you want to see more current environment content. At the end of the day, I probably will play more Legacy, which is the whole card pool, because that's really fun to play with everything. And we try to make things as approachable as possible. So if there's cards you don't know, hopefully you will begin to know them. But yeah, if you're looking for current environment content, just let me know, I guess. It's not something I'm like really excited in, as opposed to other games like Arkham Horror, in which I actually really want to play the current environment because I'm getting tired of playing the same cards over and over again. This game has a different, doesn't really have that. They also mentioned limited, which I think is kind of funny because the limited card pool is massive. Isn't the limited card pool like every deck in existence? So what is it? For limited, you pick up 3 expansion boxes and up to 10 hero packs to serve as your card pool. That's absurd. That's basically like the entirety of the whole format. That's like current environment. Show me a deck online that's not like an Adam Warlock deck that uses more than 3 expansion boxes and up to 10 hero packs. That's buck wild to me. This doesn't make any sense. This is the Venn diagram between like limited decks and current decks are a circle. Maybe at some point that won't be the case anymore, but like so goofy. I don't know why this exists, but I think people like limited formats for sure. Hey, Austin 514, how is it going? Sorry, 541. 514 is an area code in Canada. First time catching the stream. I want to say your work here is great. Thank you. That's very kind words. I reckon a lot of people are finding this channel. Thanks so much for like dropping in, let alone putting a message in chat. Hopefully you're well. So the other day, my friend and I took on Iron Man with the Osborne tech, Taskmaster, and one other mod set. It was a nightmare, reducing the mod set so his cards are more consistent, and increasing tech attachments make a huge difference. Yeah, we'll come back to that point, because I think that's a big part of my frustration right now with the Civil War villains, is like, there's more standard and expert cards in the deck than their cards. Like, they just feel so diluted that it doesn't really feel like a villain. It feels like a really big minion you're fighting. You know what I mean? And like, this is what I was worried about going in to some extent, is like, I love the bespoke environments, like playing against Hello, playing against Apocalypse, playing against the 4 Horsemen. That one's a bit unfair because it's, a bigger thing. But like, scenarios are really good at putting out side schemes and boost effects, and all these things are incredibly synergistic. And so far from my experience in Civil War, nothing is really synergistic besides some of the mod sets with other mod sets. And then you play against Iron Man and you see like 2 attachments on turn 1 and turn 2, and then never see an attachment again. And you don't know what the Iron Man cards do because all they say is like Iron Man attacks you. Like, it's so lacking flavor and the sort of depth, which, like, admittedly, we have so many other boxes that deliver this. And, a lot of this is because PvP has to be supported and it has to be modular. But they're, like, so far not very exciting to me. They also might not be that difficult, but we'll find out. The other thing is they did the 1.7 rules update. We can pull that up in another tab. I hope this goes on top. Not a huge change. Like, I don't think there's anything super substantial in the 1.7 from 1.6. The one thing they added that made me really, really happy is that they finally added the Magneto errata, which you've heard me like wax upset about that on this channel for a bit. For those who don't know, Magneto clears the counters off the main scheme when Magneto does the Magneto thing, which is like a huge difference and why I lose on stream all the time. But they fixed that, which is great. There's still a couple erratas on like cards that like I know maybe a year ago now when Iceman came out, I emailed FFG to be like, hey, the card in Iceman doesn't work, right? Like the way that it's worded, just half the card or some part of the card has no effect. And they like message back and say like, we'll fix that. And that stuff doesn't end up in the rule book or in the errata. I'm always waiting for that to happen, but it seems like there's a backlog of stuff that doesn't make the errata. Mind you, the Magneto errata, I'm pretty sure was announced on like a Board Game Geek forum years ago, like when Magneto came out, and it takes this long to hit the rules reference, which I don't know. It's really hard to collate everything, but that's a bit strange. But there's not massive changes I think that you really have to know about. Like in theory, you don't have to know about anything. There's a lot of other content creators that do good recaps of this. I think that each choice is now a bit more interesting. Shout out to Batroc. I think the card that frustrates me so much playing Batroc solo, which I forget what it is. If anyone knows the name, it's the one where like she's ducking underneath the cameras in the hallway. That card seems to be less brutal because as long as you satisfy a part of the each choice, you don't have to do all of the punishment, I think. I'm like not even confident I'm correct about that, but check out the rules 1.7 reference. Anything that's new is highlighted in red. A lot of it's like relatively minor. I had a rules question the other day, which is like, when the game refers to your hero, or sorry, to you, so if you have to defeat a minion, if you have to do something, you is an extension of your hero, your events, and your upgrades. And then I'm thinking like, what about your resources? Because we have resources like that do damage or remove threat and stuff like that. Do they count as an extension of you? And that actually was formalized in this rules update. So your resources that you spend that have an effect, that technically does count as your hero doing it, which I think was intuitive. That's pretty cool. Feels like the creativity is spoiled because of the PvP. Yeah, entirely. Like, well, like, I'm not 100% sure why though, because in theory, okay, I think parts of the kit that are probably the most interesting are the PvP cards, because they're cards you add to your deck that when you play them, you kind of interact with your leader favorably. From my understanding, I still haven't played PvP yet, but there's no reason why you couldn't make Magneto part of PvP. I don't think, right? Like, can't you just make Magneto your leader and the cards will still work? Like, I don't understand, but it's a lot of it is just like card ratios. Again, there's like 8 cards in the deck that belong to Iron Man. How is that meant to be thematically very deep? I don't get it. I just wish the card ratios were totally different. Anyways, that'll come up later today, I imagine. Apologies for the whinging, but yeah, I've been like really deep into the Civil War stuff, and it's not grabbing me the same way. And I think a lot of the issues are what I expected there to be. Just to show you though, the numbers are absurd. Again, this is my stats numbers. Oh, this doesn't show it really well. But my win rate went up, and it's mostly because of this box. Hold on, I'm just gonna manually move this so you can see it a bit better. Hold on. These are all the games I've got in against Civil War. I played 25 Tigra games already and 4 Hulkling games. If that's what the number is, it's a bit small. And then when it comes to the villain side, we're like straight undefeated. We have played 19 games against mostly expert. We haven't dropped a game yet. We played the least amount as Spider-Woman, but so far, and maybe this is just because I'm playing Tigra consistently, and Tigra seems like she has a good matchup into just about all of them. Yeah, the box has been like relatively easy, I think, but not particularly interesting. Anywho, we'll see if we can change that. Let's lose a game tonight. Investigating the less than lethal chair. This is from, again, Man-is-Obsolete. I haven't played this at all. Again, this was a bit of a last minute idea to do a stream, so we're going to kind of learn this together. I did read the write-up. Shout out to people who put their deck lists online and do write-ups and add gifts. That's also good fun. But it's a Justice deck that wants to be playing Wiccan as much as possible, largely. And that's mostly through the card Chance Encounter, which I haven't played Chance Encounter, I don't think ever. Maybe besides the pre-con it came in. It's a 0-cost upgrade that you attach to a side scheme. And when you defeat that side scheme, you can go grab an ally from your deck or discard pile and you add it to your hand. It doesn't seem like a good ability, but if your allies are busted, that's a really good ability. Like, I could see wanting to put this in Tigra as well, and I think the Tigra Justice deck that'll be up on the channel in about a week or so probably wanted to play one way or another, and then you can probably play more Chance Encounters because it's really easy to play and it's quite good. So let's give this a shot. Let's talk about this deck list really quickly. Okay, here we go. Hulkling. Hold on, I got a line on the screen I don't like. Okay, we're good. Hulkling has a flexible stat line. I think we know that. You can change Hulkling's shape, and when you do that, you ready, which is kind of nice. This feels to me, if you played Spectrum, like a more interesting version of Spectrum. And I think a large part of it is that when you change form, if Spectrum could ready when she changed form, that would make her so fun to play, or so much more fun. Obviously much more powerful, but Hulkling seems quite good. Your stats are usually great. You're generally just kind of shifting around your stat points, and you usually have 2 or 3 in an important stat, so it works out really well. Alter Ego, just a strong ability. You only have 5 hand size, but the upside is you always have a double resource in your hand whenever you're in Alter Ego, even for a moment, because you can grab a shapeshift upgrade and they're all doubles. So that's really nice. I so far haven't seen it where I'm getting the right double for an upgrade that requires physical energy and you go grab that. I'm not sure which, there's a combination you don't have. No, yeah, because there's only 4 upgrades. There's one combination you don't have. Hey, Nine Down, how's it going? Friday night stream. How you doing? Welcome. This deck is all about Wiccan. And if you played Wiccan, Wiccan's really good. 2 cost allies are absurdly good. 1 cost allies are a bit better. 2 thwart is nice, but the biggest thing is after you play Wiccan from your hand, you can search your deck and discard pile for an identity specific event. The floor on this is so low. Now the ceiling might be you get the right event for the right board state, either thwarting or damage, but the floor is so low because you can always get Shapeshifter, which is a 0 cost card that goes and grabs an upgrade, and your Shapeshift upgrades are doubles. So Wiccan is functionally free. You play Wiccan, you play a 0 cost. That's also really important because all your shapeshift upgrades have an effect that if you play an event on the turn, they do something good for you. So you play a 0 cost event, it fires your upgrade, then you go get a double, and then you're kind of off to the races. So this is the combo to play this as much as possible. Shout out to FFG who did the good thing and put Wiccan. It's limited the text on Wiccan to be after you play Wiccan from your hand. So you can't do any like, what is it called? Rapid response, or you can't make the call Wiccan infinitely. So you actually have to play Wiccan, which is why chance encounter is one of the few ways that I think you can get pretty far. The 4 upgrades, they're really good. I wanted to play like an imitation shape version of this deck and build like an off-brand Nick Fury. I didn't have time to get that done. Obviously, tonight's a bit of a scattered stream. But +2 thwart is fine. The drawing a card ability on this is like not amazing. It's good, but it's honestly, I don't think as good as some of the other abilities. Drawing a card is not as good as healing 2 damage, dealing 2 damage, or removing 2 thwart on the other ones, which is a bummer because this card is really quite neat. And we might end up playing it this turn or this evening because 2 thwart's good and we won't get attacked, which is okay. New fan watching lots, first time chat and talking. Well, welcome to the channel. I think people are just finding this off the algorithm. I think we got plugged by a couple of nice content creators, which is like super sick. If you're new here, that's a really big thing. If you're new here, please, if you want to say hi, you want to leave a message, it's really appreciated. We're trying to make a nice enough community space, and so far everyone's been super lovely. So thank you for that. Impersonation, this one's great. This got shouted on the right out. 2 for 4 thwart. It's like fine. And then after, if this removes the last threat, you can jump to Alter Ego. And when you can jump to Alter Ego, you can use Teddy's text to go get a double. And that's just really quite nice. It makes this functionally free, let alone it's an event that fires your upgrade. Big thing with this is we're playing side schemes, and all the side schemes, the player side schemes we're playing have 3 or less threat. Maybe we have a 4 threat one. But the point is that impersonation just one-shots all the player side schemes, and that's really good for us because the player side schemes are good, let alone everything else is good. Ultimate Resonance, I love this. Great reason to jump down to Alter Ego because it's good healing and controls your deck, so you can put back in your impersonations or your shapeshifters. And then, of course, you have your resource generator, which you do need to find this as soon as possible because that is the only resource generator. Actually, no, our deck has a bunch of resource generators. Shapeshifter Strike is a bunch of damage. We have 3 of them. They do 5 damage and they ready your upgrade, your shapeshift upgrade, which means they generally do 7 damage or 5 in healing or whatever it takes. We also have Armored Defense, which is probably not going to be a star of this deck, but is a really good star of a card if you play Taunt and Protection and all that good stuff. All right, let's talk about the Justice cards. Some of these I haven't played ever or haven't played in a while. Chance Encounter. It's an upgrade. You have to attach it to a side scheme. Player side schemes count. And when you clear it, you can search your deck and discard pile for an ally. Super easy to play. It's attached 1 per scheme, which like kind of makes sense. Has Daredevil on it, like a lot of cards did back in the day. Hopefully we're going to be seeing some more this year, it seems. So that's really nice because we can grab Wiccan. Wiccan's cheap to play, technically free to play, and allows us to do a lot of cool tricks. One way or another is just such a busted cards, particularly in solo, where you get a side scheme of your choice. Mind you, we're going to so Tigra pilled, we're going to forget this is not from the discard pile. This is only from the deck. We have to watch out how many side schemes are in the thing we're playing against. That's another like weird thing that I'm not a huge fan of the Civil War villains is that there's not a lot of side schemes. There's 1 side scheme per encounter set, and then 1 side scheme that comes with Spider-Woman, but it always starts on the table. So there's just not a lot of side schemes. Like this deck has 3 side schemes in it, which is like, I kind of like side schemes, I'll be honest. So it's up to you to play a 4th encounter set. I don't, because again, we've kind of complained that there's just not a lot of Spider-Woman cards in the deck. So we want more Spider-Woman cards. So we'll play less encounter sets. But yeah, there's only 3 encounters in this one, or sorry, side schemes plus this one. So that's something we have to watch out for. Deck runs 2 copies of Skilled Investigator. I don't think I've ever done that. Maybe I'll do this when I'm playing against somebody like Red Skull, where we know this is going to fire. It's a limit 1 per player. It's super easy to play. We do want to find it as soon as possible, so I do understand why the person, Man-is-Obsolete, who made this deck, is playing 2. This is the 41 card deck, so you can cut it to card for sure. But yeah, you do want it as soon as possible. The second copy will be dead. Algorithm and Wasteland Sniper getting me hip to your crazy good production value and analysis. Oh, heck yeah. That's very cool. 2 copies of Infiltration. We do want to play as cheap events because they fire our upgrades. So anything that's a cheap event is good. Really cool thing with this is that it will remove a lot of threat. And if it puts an enemy, a minion into play, and we're in the form that does damage, our aggressive Hulk form, we can just hit the thing that we pull into for 2 damage, which is cool. This puts into play, putting minions into play is really good against Civil War because almost all the Civil War characters have win revealed. Some of them have win defeated. I think it's a registration thing. I'm not 100% sure, but Infiltration is just such a good card. Multitasking, also really good. Again, we're all about side schemes. We're really about side schemes, so why not spend a wild to go, or sorry, a mental to remove 4 threat off of 2 different things. Then we got some side schemes. I don't think I've ever played this one. Build support and superpower training you're probably familiar with. They're really quite good. I think I'm showing the wrong art, but same idea. We can go get a support and install it. I'm not sure what support we're getting. I think it's one of our resource generators is my guess. I haven't taken a lay of the land. Superpower training allows us to go get an upgrade that costs anything, right? It has to be one of our upgrades, identity specific upgrade. So we're going to get, I'm assuming if we need a shapeshift, we can ready ourselves that turn, or we would get a research generator. And then Generation X is a cool card. And I actually kind of wish there were more cards like this because it's a card that has a kicker if you're playing X-Men, but it's not unplayable if you have an X-Men. I like these sort of like, synergistic cards that care about types. I like them when they're better when you play the type, but not impossible to play. I think that's actually really neat. There's a couple side schemes that are better if you're an X-Men, but are still totally playable. This is remove 3 threat to go search your discard pile for an identity specific event. Our identity specific event is 2 resources. It's really good, let alone you have some other options if you want to be flexible. Friday bonus stream. Yeah, Tony, we're not going to be here on Sunday. So I prepared a whole bunch of Tigra gameplay for the next week over the holidays, but we decided to sneak in this stream here. Agent Coulson. He's good. I should have played this in the Tiger deck, I think. Agent Coulson's just fine. When you play him, he grabs a preparation from your deck and discard pile. Our preparation is Informant. Why? I'm not 100% sure. Just because we want to hang out in Alter Ego. Informant is kind of like Confused for minions, but sometimes even better. So that's nice, and he'll only cost 2. We're playing Manifold, who's the second newest Justice ally, and we're playing a lot of side schemes, so why not? And we're playing Quake, which I think is the explicit explanation that we want to let ourselves be in Alter Ego a fair bit more. Quake actually ended up cutting from the Tiger Justice deck because the minions were confused too much. So here we have a bit more control. Then we got Yellow Jacket, who I haven't been totally sold on Yellow Jacket. There's certain turns where Yellow Jacket is just the best. When you play 0 cost upgrades, Yellow Jacket gets a lot better because Yellow Jacket looks at the top 5. In Tigra, you have a lot of 0 costers. In this deck, we have chance encounters, but they're kind of a bit limited. But usually Yellow Jacket only costs you 2 because you get a card back. We have like 14, I think, upgrades. We have Quinn Carrier. Sense of Justice and Enhanced Awareness as research generators. Quinn Carrier is just a wild, which we had a card that cared about spending mentals. Sense of Justice is a mental only for thwart events, which we have enough in the deck. I don't know if I'm excited to play this, but it does work on our impersonation card. And I don't know what's with people. People love playing these cards. I've seen so many more decks recently. I think shout out to Boom Guy too, who plays the enhanced cards, like Enhanced Awareness, Enhanced Physique, all this sort of stuff. I have never played these because my read on them, my knee-jerk reaction without ever having played them is these are bad. And I just mean that as in like, I want to play a research generator for about 2 or 3 that lasts the whole game. This only lasts 3 times, but it gives you a bespoke resource. With things like a Quinn Carrier and Helicarrier, I haven't felt that to be super necessary that you need the bespoke resource, considering one gets wild, the other reduces costs. But we'll try it. We'll definitely try it. I think people like these cards more than I do. And usually when that's the case, there's something to it. And I just have to kind of learn what they're up to. So I'm excited for that. Suss the Situation. Stoked this card got reprinted. It's another card that a lot of people liked. I didn't, and then I played it and I liked it. And I'm in for a nice surprise here if we get the same place with Enhanced Awareness. Let's give this a shuffle. Found this channel from Winning Hand. Very impressive production. Very much enjoyed the content. Thank you. I'm going to read your name. I made a mess. I'm going to read your name improperly. Growlix Ipsum. Yeah, I think I did that. Growlix, I think, is a Pokemon. Thank you. That's very kind. For those who are just finding this channel, just as like a bit of a background, my name is Andre. I have been making content on the internet for card games for about the last decade. I classically play a game called Netrunner, which is a great 2-player LCG. It's totally free to play if you want to get into it. It's kind of incredible. It's this is Teddy. We needed to keep Teddy out. And my background is in video and streaming. I worked in the video game, what's it called? Video game industry. So the reason that things look like this is because that is kind of my trade. So yeah, how's it going? Thank you. That's very kind words. We'll love some Tiger gameplay. Just finished my first campaign using her in pool aspect. Man, I don't really mess with pool aspect. I probably should mess around with pool a bit more. I really like the metagame cards in pool. I think they're like super, super fun. I think the allies never really grabbed me because they're just kind of like a math-y proposition that this is better than acceleration token. They usually are. Back in the day when they were all you had, the enhanced cards were all over the place. That's fascinating because when I got into the game, I got in much later than that. And so I hadn't seen them anywhere. To me, they were just stuff that you opened in precons and you put them straight into the binder and forgot about them. Even back then, like, didn't we have Quinn Carrier and Helicarrier? Like, why do we need that? We had team building exercise. Like, it still doesn't make sense to me. I know there's some good payoffs. Like we talked about Excelsior, but I think at the end of the day, like, I'll just have enough energy cards in my deck, let alone I'll play Quinn Carrier. I don't know. Seem like this deck is pushing into imitation form due to all the minion scheming cards. I think there's a chance that we want to do imitation form a bit more, which I'd be happy. But I'm assuming if we were in imitation form, we would play, what's the name of that card that you attach to the main scheme to give it +4 threat? Like, I think you have to play that. You're right, though. It's nice, and it works well with Informant. I want to play more imitation. Like, it's, you know, budget Nick Fury seems actually kind of cool. Hey, Wasteland, Friday stream. Thank you. Your name showed up as somebody who's been recommending this channel. That's very kind. We're doing a Friday stream just because Sunday we're going to be traveling for holidays. So there's going to be no Sunday stream. So we got to kind of, you know, make up for lost ground. How you doing? Rolix is the word. Oh, yeah, for your censor curse word. Yeah, you're totally right. Yeah. It's a play on lorem ipsum, which is nonsense words for print layout. So my name is basically profane nonsenses. Very cool. Maybe I'm just greedy, but I like to play the double resources in Hulkling. Helps provide you with more opportunity to switch shapeshift upgrades. I do too. The last time we played Hulkling and I net decked someone's protection Hulkling deck. I wish I knew the name, but I net decked it to play an expert campaign of Civil War, and I played the doubles, and I thought they were sick. So I think you can. I think maybe we're kind of like trying to make up for that by playing all of these resource generators, because this deck has more resource generators than I would play, but less doubles than I would play. The doubles are really, really good. Under surveillance, yeah, that's the one. I'm assuming if we want to do, no, that was not right at all. I'm assuming if we want to do that, if we want to play imitation form, we want to play under surveillance pretty heavily. Okay, let's talk about Spider-Woman. Spider-Woman is the only Civil War villain that I've only played once. So I don't know what she's capable of. I played against her twice, once on standard, once on expert. I've been told and kind of warned that she's a bit swingy, total pun intended, which has made me not excited to play her because she seems like the sort of villain that gets just like really cracked if you draw a lot of Surge, because Surge charges this up and then she hits you really hard. So it just didn't seem like that fun. At the end of the day, like the other villains have counterplay, right? Like Iron Man, you have to kind of disassemble him. Captain America, you play a bit of keep away and you have to like pseudo pierce through his shield, especially with Tigra's overkill damage is really sick. And then who am I missing? Oh yeah, and then you have to get riposted in a really interesting way by Captain Marvel. Spider-Woman, there's no counterplay. She just hits you hard. Like, I don't get it. We have Synthesoid SmackDown. I haven't opened it yet. I've heard good things about Hulkling, or sorry, She-Hulk, which I definitely want to play that. The problem is the card scans for Synthesoid SmackDown aren't available. So I'm like not excited to show it on stream just yet because I can't pull up the cards the way that we do. So we might have to wait for that. Shout out to the nice folks who do Hall of Heroes and Cerebro and all that sort of stuff. I haven't played much pool aspect either, so I wanted to challenge myself with a campaign. She was very strong. Laser swords are kind of busted. Is that the one where you get damage equal to the amount of like icons? Yeah, here gets +1 attack for each icon in play. Yeah, it seems good. 3-cost cards, like Tiger loves 3-cost cards. Spider-Woman ended up the least played for me as well. Although Vision is around there too. She-Hulk is a ton of fun. I've heard such good things about She-Hulk, which is about time. She-Hulk is so cool. What's with Vision? Vision seems interesting, right? Like, I don't know if he can control the forms he's on, but it seems like there's a lot of, you know, inherent counterplay. All right, let's move this away. Let's talk about Spider-Woman, but actually let's talk about superhero resistance. All the backs of these are the same. Oh, this is something you're going to see in the gameplay if you watch the gameplay next week. And it's a bit of a bummer, but it finally happened. When we advanced to one of the side's 2As, when we were playing against one of the resistance or registration, I don't know the names, registration villains, we grabbed a 2B card that said something about playing with the unregistered title. It said like anytime a card came into play that would give you the unregistered title and you were already unregistered, like take 2 damage or something like that. We were just playing with mod sets that did not include unregistered at all, which means this thing that we're doing right now where we're randomizing which side schemes we should play, we should not do that because there's a chance that you just draw a totally blank side scheme. I find this so frustrating. I don't know. It's not that big of a deal, but I had to mulligan the side scheme because we drew a side scheme that had text that didn't make sense with the context of the deck. I'm pretty sure when you're playing competitive, you choose the side schemes, so that won't happen. But what I'm doing right now is like, maybe I wouldn't recommend all the time. Specifically for the 2A sides, I think. This is one. All right. What do we got? Oh, by the way, these all have the same text, so we have to put self-propelled glide into play. This means there's only going to be 3 side schemes in the entire deck, so because one of them's already here out of the 4. This thing comes in with 3 threat and acceleration and says when Spider-Woman would take any amount of attack damage from an attack, you reduce that amount for 1 for each skill counter on finesse. It functionally doesn't do anything. You can leave it or you can clear it. It doesn't have any ramifications. I don't know. This is like, some of the other ones make sense. Like Iron Man's side scheme makes a lot of sense to start in the game because it means that you'll find another piece of his equipment relatively on. This card doesn't make sense to start in the game. Like this would be worse if it was in the deck because then you draw it when she has counters. Yeah, I don't fully get that. Anyways, we flip this over. Open Rebellion. Okay, so forced interrupted when a player reveals a treachery, place 1 threat here. Oh, that's really bad. We're playing on standard, mind you, not standard 3, and that actually does matter a lot for Tigra, less so I think Hulkling. But that means whenever we reveal treachery, this is going to be bad, and this is going to be bad. So treacheries are now double bad for us. Villainous Spider-Woman, she has 17 health. She says we find finesse and attach it to her. And then when Spider-Woman attacks, she gains +1 attack for each counter on finesse, and then you clear all the counters. Relatively straightforward. Finesse, wrong one. Finesse just says whenever we reveal a treachery, place 1 skill counter here. This is not limited once per phase. So like the worst scenario is you get exhaustion. So you're exhausted, you put a counter there, it surges. You get assault, she attacks you, puts a counter there. Yeah, it can just be bad. So like, I'm really scared of just having very uncomfortable chains of surge cards, which playing on expert, that'll happen. I think the idea is enhance gives more options on your +1 hand size turn from assess. Enhance. Like having the mental resource? Yeah, but like, isn't that arguable that any resource generator does that? You're right. It's a cool thing about that. And it's the same kind of cool thing about like a flock of what's it called? What's the flock card called? The what's his name? The Falcon card is that there's some turns where you don't use it, right? Like that's the only neat thing about it. Okay, only is a bit dismissive. That's one of the cool things about the resource generator is that there's some turns that you don't use it because there's an efficient way to use your hand and like using this resource if it stays till next turn. That's kind of cool. Falcon's flock is probably what it's called, right? Right? Like that's kind of similar. There's some turns where you don't use Falcon's flock because you have an efficient way to use your hand. And that is neat. That is genuinely neat. But at the end of the day, like Falcon's Flock is different because you can use all the resources on the same turn. I wish you could with Enhanced Awareness. Wait, there's no shot you can do that with Enhanced Awareness, right? No, you exhausted. Man, if you didn't have to exhaust this, I'd be in for the card. Because it's both a tempo play and a value play and a flexible play. I think this card, if it didn't exhaust it, it would not be busted. It'd be pretty good though. That with Hope Summers. Hope doesn't say printed attack, so she also get the boost from laser swords. Ooh. Oh, they changed that recently too. There was one update in the 1.7 that changed the card. I think they changed Rogue. So Rogue doesn't care about printed. She cares about base. Or not Rogue, the Rogue protection card. I think they changed her so now she cares about base, not printed. Which I think actually has an implication for her balance of Rogue. Vision seems gameable. Okay. Bummer. Bummer. Very Vision-like. That's it. I think we're going to mulligan. Oh, just to shuffle this on camera, because I think we should do that always. We are playing with 3 encounter sets. We're playing with Defenders. So just so we can look at this really quickly. Defenders are 1 side scheme, 2 minions. They both have when revealed. 1 is stunned, 1 confused. Very much cookie cutter. Then we have Cloak and Dagger, I think. Honestly, if it was a surprise, that'd also be kind of fun. But you want to get sets that are kind of thematic. These have 2 when revealed, 1 side scheme. Again, we have to count the side schemes. And then the last one is the one with Iron Fist in it, I think. Or Daredevil. Is Daredevil an encounter set? No, I forget what the last encounter set is. We'll find it in time. Auto could ready enhanced cards. Maybe there's a way to use that. Yeah, but auto can ready everything. But it's not a tech, right? Like, I think with auto, don't you want to ready a tech card for it to be particularly good? All right, give me 1 second. I'm just going to close this door and we should be off. Oh. How do you just close the door? Thanks, love. Okay, here we go. My gosh, I love some Cloak and Dagger in my teenage days. Like the comic? I don't know anything about it. Build support. All right. Might be worth keeping. I do not know what our mulligan pattern is. Build support is relatively cheap to put on the table. This is the other art. It's the same text. But yeah, we could clear it in theory. I don't think we want to keep on this. I think we want to draw into our resource generator. Informant doesn't seem super necessary to keep. There are no minions on turn 1. There might not be. I think we want to clear 3 threat off of this. That's really important for us. Drawing more doubles would be good. We have so many resource generators. We want to set all of those up. I don't love keeping defense cards because we don't do anything with them on the first turn. Imitation. Okay, so this we could play. Put us to 3 thwart. We could clear self-propelled glide. We can maybe draw a card and change to anything. At the end of the day, this is a double, so we almost always keep it. And if we get another double, which again, why I like the double resources, we can fire and ready ourselves on the same turn. If we can play both of them. Informant, 5 hand size. I almost always mess that up, so I'm going to just throw these out. Imitation. To me, if you ask me, I wish imitation shape removed 2 threat. And I wish winged shape drew a card. Because winged shape to me just feels so good. It's like the most flexible one and it removes 2 threat, which if you play solo is so good. Well, imitation shape just draws cards, which that feels more generalist to me. I don't know. Maybe with 3 thwart, you don't need to remove 2 thwart, so that makes sense. If we keep this, right? So we can thwart for 1. We can play this, we ready ourselves. We can thwart for 3. We can clear self-propelled glide. Then we can hopefully play the next one we draw. Yeah, that's fine. I think that's fine. We would only attack for 1 though. Yeah, this is fine. I think we can deal with this. Build support gets us a support. We want to support. Multitasking, that's actually really quite good if we get the resource, because that means if we play multitasking, use our basic activation, we can clear self-propelled glide and build support in the same turn. Okay, that might actually be better. Superpower training. This one gets a upgrade. That's the upgrade we wanted. So that's our turn. Weird start. I remember Cloak getting killed in the OG Infinity War. He got done dirty. Not War Gauntlet, OG Infinity Gauntlet. Ah. All right, we're going to use our alter ego ability to search the deck. I'm assuming it doesn't matter which one we get out. I think the aggression one. Okay, no, it actually doesn't matter because we might play the one that we play. So we have to plan this out. Alien Physiology we always want to play because we can do 1, 2, 3 for Physiology. Physiology can play Imitation. Spider-Woman can't attack us, which is nice, but then she schemes, which is scary. We can clear this. Then if we pitch build support for multitasking, that doesn't do anything. So if this is 1, 2, 3, we attack for 1, we play this for free, we ready it for 2, we clear this, then I think we just play build support. Yeah, I think we just play build support. We're not going to fire this ability to draw a card. I don't think we have a way to fire this to draw a card. And I think build support's better than superpower training because we got a good upgrade. Yeah, I think we'll just do something like this. Okay, so we're going to pitch 1, 2, and then the superpower training. We're going to play our alien physiology. So apologies, it's been a week since I've played Hulkling, so I think we understand or remember the lines. This gets a double or a single, but a double for Hulkling cards, which is really quite nice. The homebrew hero set from them is fantastic. I haven't messed with any homebrew content because I think there's so much Marvel Champions content. And then every once in a while, I read some of the homebrew content and it looks so good. I think I'd be more interested in homebrew like villains, like homebrew encounters than heroes, because I think there's a lot of heroes, but I just always want more villains. If they gave us like a villain box, I'd be super happy. We're going to flip over. We have a 1-on-1 stat line. As soon as we play this card, we ready ourselves. So we might as well have fun. So we're going to attack for 1 into the villain, down to 16. Then we'll exhaust this to play Imitation Shape. This thing, when it comes into play, gives us +2 thwart. So we're at 3 thwart. And after we play an event, we exhaust this to draw a card. Our hero text kicks in and says whenever we play a Hulkling Shapeshift upgrade, we ready ourselves. Then we'll thwart for 3, clearing off self-propelled glide. This has no text. It just says that she would do less damage. We, in theory, could leave it and just clear the build support instead. But the support's kind of useless, so I think we'll just clear this. And then we'll pitch 1 to replace it with the build support. We do need to clear the build support sooner than later because we can only have 1 side scheme or player side scheme. And we have, I guess we only have 1 more in the deck. And then I think we'll just pass. Very importantly here with Imitation Shape, she can't hurt us. She can try, but she can't. So if she gets a double activation, we probably lose this game. That's not the end of the world, but it's a bit risky for sure. 5 hand size. We get Shapeshifter Strike. That's 5 damage plus draw a card, which is kind of cool. Excuse me. Oh, I did a bad job. Hold on. Impersonation, that's perfect because we can jump down, get a resource, and clear build support. So really good efficiency. And draw a card with Skilled Investigator. We're going to have a lot of threat to deal with, so this is probably great. There's the Shapeshifter. Oh my god, this turn's going to be absurd. Just absurd. And then we can ready ourselves. Oh god, this turn is so good. I can't imagine a better hand here. I think this hand is perfect. Oh, damn. Okay. Let's see what happens here. So Open Rebellion doesn't have text that we care about right now, but whenever we reveal a treachery or once per phase, it gets another threat. So Spider-Woman would attack us for 2 and a card, but instead she schemes for 2 and a card because of Imitation Shape. Imagine Nick Fury in his stealth suit. So 1/2. Boost. It is Daredevil. It was called Hell's Kitchen. So Daredevil says exhaust a character you control. Major suck. So that goes to 3. That was Daredevil. That's awful. 1 encounter card. It's not a treachery, so we don't have to deal either of these. It's called Dark Force. Gives +1 thwart, which is kind of scary. Attach to the enemy leader and give them a tough status. Just do that. The microphone's not in the way. Force response after attached leader schemes and places threat on the main scheme. Remove an equal amount of threat from your leader's main scheme. Discard this card. So this doesn't get discarded in cooperative? So this is permanent and cooperative? Yo, wait, what? After attached leader schemes and places threat on the main scheme, remove an equal amount of threat from your leader's main scheme. So there's no way to discard this card when you play solo? Why? How do I get rid of this? Do I not get rid of this? Is that just gonna be there forever? How do you get rid of this? Does he just get rid of it when the villain schemes? Are you serious? That's the life we live in? It places threat, so it discards. That's how I've been playing it. After attached leader schemes and places threat, remove an equal amount of threat from your scheme, discard this card. Yeah, discard this card doesn't have a then, so you're right. I guess it just does. So this card gives +1 thwart and discards itself? I don't know what I'm more upset about. Both of them are like super inconsequential. Okay, we'll figure this out. We'll play Skilled Investigator. Yeah, you're right. It's not conditional and it doesn't say then or and. So like they're not attached clause. So no matter what, you discard this card because you just read the text. She puts 1 threat for her next game. That's it. What an encounter card. Man, that's definitely something. Okay. We'll put chance encounter there where we can. So now we want to figure out what we're going to do here. If we do imitation shape, this is an awkward thing actually. So this is what I don't fully understand about impersonation. If we play impersonation, it says remove 4 threat from a scheme. If this removes the last threat from the scheme, you may change to alter ego form. But the problem is, if we want to fire imitation shape, we're no longer in a hero mode. So if we play impersonation, we can't draw a card. Right? Isn't that weird? Kind of weird, isn't it? So this like is a bit of always a nomba with your suit. It's like if you're using this text, you can't do the thing. So if that's the case, I think we're just going to shapeshifter here. So Shapeshifter says search your deck and discard pile for a Shapeshift upgrade. I'm going to go get the Winged shape. It's my favorite. We don't need a heal. And Winged is just good old flex. PvP better than creativity, bigger than creativity. Yeah, kind of. All the cards are meant to work in both modes, but the cards that are just like bummers in solo are like unfortunate. Try print to play games. Their prices are pretty good. I fell down the custom rabbit hole pretty hard. I have a BCW 3200 full of custom content. Oh, that's sick. There's some awesome scenarios. If you want to start with a great homebrew scenario, check out Power Vacuum by Lord Havoc. Is any of this stuff up on? I played a whole bunch of Dragon cards this week and like loved it for like just testing decks really quickly. If that stuff is on Dragon cards, I think I'd be like very quick to try it. We played an event, so we can imitation shape to draw cards. Sorry, I missed a couple messages. In the article from FFG, they say you trigger the upgrade on your shape upgrade when playing impersonation. They did? Like in the Hulkling article? Because this is after you play. So it has to wait for the card to resolve. Wait, does this card say after it resolves? So they have the same timing? Remove 4 threat. If this removes the last threat, no, that shouldn't work like that. They have to errata that, right? Never did Dragon cards. but the mod on TTS is some pre-baked and custom stuff. Okay, cool. I'll check that on my Steam Deck probably over the holidays. Yeah, so that would be an errata because the rules as written don't work like this. Because this fires when this card is resolving, then I think after it resolves, then this would fire, but you're already an alter ego. It's like what's it called? The card that we just played in Hulkling base where it says like it's a response after you enter alter ego. Yeah, I'm not sure if that should work. Okay, so we drew a card. Sorry, it was a Quinn Carrier, which is actually not a good draw here because we need to discard it to clear that. Wait, actually, that's a really bad draw. That was the worst possible draw because we needed this to be in the bin for build support. Whoa, we got punished by the draw because build support says each player searches their deck and discard pile, which means the only way we can get into the deck and discard pile is by pitching it to play a card. And then we just use alien physiology on something else. So like we could do this into impersonation. Yo, Mataffer, how's it going? Happy holidays. How you doing? We're not gonna be here on Sunday, so we're doing a Friday night stream. Hopefully you're well. Yeah, that's awkward, but I think we have to do this now if we want to get our Quinn Carrier. So we won't use this, which we'll use it later. So we'll do 1-2 into impersonation. This will fire a whole bunch of different text. So it says remove 4 threat from a scheme. If this removes the last threat from the scheme, you may change to alter ego. We will. Now we have a couple things to do. We'll do build support. Build support allows us to remove it from the game to go put an upgrade into play, or sorry, support into play, of course. I think we'll do Quinn Carrier. I'm not sure if there's anything better in the deck. And then chance encounter fires, which allows us to search our deck and discard pile for an event. An ally, excuse me, of course it's an ally. So we'll go get Wiccan, which is what we do. At the same time, I'm going to look if there's any support that seems better. Like Alden Residence doesn't seem as important. There's Wiccan. No, there's actually very few supports. So I'm glad that we got the Quinn Carrier. Cool, Wiccan's in our hand. There used to be a long-running Friday Night Champion stream that ran for a good little while. A little bunch of people used it as a hangout chat. It was nicely nostalgic. Oh, I'm glad for that to be the case. I know there's a whole bunch of content like that's before my time. Like I've heard the legends of this one YouTube content creator that just like wiped all their stuff and they had like a lot of good gameplay stuff. I never saw that. But when I got into this game, I was watching mostly is it called Get Up and Game? I think that's the name. I think his name is, I want to say Josh. Really nice. I was watching like, of course, D20 and Nelson. Tony Tales. Yeah, that's the name. I don't know anything about that. That's before my time. Did you say Mataffer? It's just Mataffer. Another version of Christopher. Matafer. Matafer? Okay, this is us. We're an alter ego. We can continue the engine rumbling. So we're going to go ahead and search for shapeshift. I'm going to get the one I wanted in the first place. Oh, sorry. Chance encounter. Skilled investigator should... No, it doesn't fire. No, this does fire. It's an interrupt. This will interrupt so we can draw a card. We technically should have drawn before Wiccan. So we could have bricked. We could have bricked. No. Yeah, we could have bricked. Technically, we could have bricked. Because this is after it's defeated. No, because Wiccan was also after it's defeated. So no, we can choose the order. So it wouldn't brick. I just checked the article and they definitely say impersonation triggers your upgrades. If they intend that, that's really good. But the way that's written, I don't think it does. That's the sort of thing that needs errata. Okay, I said this earlier today and I'll show you what I mean. Like there's rule stuff that just doesn't enter the 1.7. So this is Ice Wall. And the way that Ice Wall is intuited to play is not the way that the rules write it. So Ice Wall says when an identity would take any amount of damage from an attack, place that damage here, then there's at least 8 damage here, discard this card, and attach a set-aside copy of Frostbite to the enemy that just attacked. Now the problem is, if an enemy attacks you and cracks the Ice Wall is destroyed, and the Frostbite gets attached to the enemy. However, then the enemy's attack finishes, and after the attached enemy activates or leaves play, this card is set aside. So the Frostbite that is given from an attack destroying the Ice Wall has no impact on the game. It's immediately discarded. And that's where like the timing, obviously this is a very rules dense game in some ways. You can just play how you think it makes sense. But I emailed them and they said like, oh yeah, that shouldn't work like that. We should change it. It hasn't entered the erratas yet. I don't think it's super important. That's not like a very powerful interaction. But that actually, I don't think works the way that it is written. It should be definitely different. Got to use the East Coast accent. I'm not French fluent, but when I speak French, I've had like French teachers come up to me and be convinced I'm from New Brunswick because apparently I have a New Brunswick French accent, which I think is just because I roll my R's the way a Slovenian rolls their R's to some extent. You playing multiple Daredevil Justice cards while facing Daredevil minion set? Yep, it was kind of intentional, only slightly intentional. Okay, sorry, we're off track. We can play Wiccan for free. Wiccan gets a shapeshifter. Wow, we have a lot of things to do here. So I'm just going to use Alien Physiology to play Wiccan. We're doing so much in one turn. Like literally so much. After you play Wiccan, search your deck and discard pile for an event. I think I'm just going to go for Shapeshifter, but actually there's a chance that we can't use a double on it. That's all we're going to do. We're going to flip up. Here in Hulkling, we are still exhausted, but that won't last for long. We will... Are we just doing this? Why are we doing this? Is there a better thing we should be getting here? So we'll play Shapeshifter, search your deck and discard pile for a Shapeshift upgrade. I'll just grab the one that's not in our deck. Okay. Did we do them in the wrong order? Yeah, we did them in the wrong order. Hold on. So we won't do that yet because I think we want to first play our next thing. So we'll do Quinn Carrier, Shapeshifter, and then we'll play this. So this is still in our hand. We'll play Winged Shape. When we play Winged Shape, our stats even out. But most importantly, we're ready. And now when we do this, we remove 2 threat. So now we're going to go play Shapeshifter. When we play Shapeshifter, we can fire Winged Shape. When we fire Winged Shape, we remove 2 threat. One of the games, I played every single upgrade. I played off stream. I played every single transformation in a single turn. Now we'll search. Wait, why did we throw that out? We missed. It was this one. Excuse me. Now we'll grab Hulk Shape. Okay. 1 threat is fine. I think Wiccan will attack for 1 to get the toughness off. And then we'll do Hulk Shape into Shapeshifter Strike. So this will attack for... That always happens, excuse me. This will attack for 5 into Spider-Woman. It readies our upgrade, which we just fired again, which we'll fire right now, which does Winged Shape, which removes 2 threat from this. We did so much on the single turn. And then we'll attack for 2. This is turn 2. We played like 10 cards that round. Absurd. Super, super absurd. And we'll pass. Did you discard your resource generator? Yeah. Yeah, I caught it, but I did. I definitely did do that. That's where I'm from. We roll the Mars. How's your Friday, homie? Hey, Tony. Yeah, the rolled R's, I can get that. Okay, we'll draw 5. Generation X, we have one way or another. So if we have any thwarting event, this is great, let alone we'll draw it. The second Skilled Investigator, I'm a bit surprised about. We'll probably play this just to figure something out about it. And we have a Shapeshifter Strike, which is 2 thwart and 5 damage. And we have a cheap event one way or another with Winged Shape. It's just so dang good. This card is just buck wild. Really, really strong. Draw 3, remove 2 threat, and seems good. This goes to 1. Spider-Woman, she's attacking for 2 and a card. With 13 health, we can just take it. We want to keep Wiccan for any like weird get exhausted, get attacked by massive damage. I don't know if there's any overkill in this set, but we're just going to take this. 1, 2. Boosts Jessica Jones. We're drawing all the minions. I think she probably confuses you. Yeah, confuse your leader. Otherwise, you were confused. Okay. That's 2 damage. Wrong Jessica. Sorry. Jessica Jones is getting a set, right? So we take 2 down to 11. Reveal and encounter card. It's still not a treachery, so no text fires. But it is our obligation. I think our obligation is generally good for us usually because it allows us to jump into alter ego without reusing her once per turn. Like for a lot of heroes, that's actually kind of good. So you may flip the alter ego, either exhaust Teddy, which we can ready Teddy by just playing the thing that we're going to draw by getting down to alter ego, or we discard the shapeshift upgrade, which we don't want to do. So we're going to remove this from game. We're going to jump down to alter ego and we're going to exhaust. I think this is generally good for us because now we can just use our alter ego ability to go grab a shapeshift upgrade. And when we play it, we ready. This is the one that does damage. I think we'll do that. Do you think that Jessica Jones hero will have a side scheme mechanic like Cable? I think there's a chance. I don't know too much about the character. How often do they like imitate their ally? I think they usually do. But that being said, Jessica Jones was like core set. So they probably did not have like the, you know, the 100-mile plan or whatever it's called. So they could do something. I'm assuming she will be the Justice deck, right? But I'm pretty sure she's a good fighter too. Out of the 4, like, or is it 6? Who's going to be the leadership deck? Like, that's what I don't understand. I'm assuming Luke is going to be the protection. Daredevil is probably going to be Justice. Jessica's probably Justice again. Maybe she's leadership. I just don't know the defenders that well as like characters. Okay. Being confused is the bad part. Notably, Skilled Investigator says after a side scheme is defeated, it doesn't have to be you. So I think we're going to start. we want to fire this first, and then we want to replace it. So we'll pop up. We'll just go ahead and play one way or another before we commit to anything. So we're going to search in counter deck and discard pile for a side scheme. You do reveal it. So we don't have that many options. I think there's only 3. There's Hell's Kitchen, which is just threat cannot be removed while defender minions in play, has a crisis, has 4. That's totally doable. There is Defenders, which each minion gains guard, 4, and an acceleration. Again, all these side schemes are just, because they don't mesh with the scenario really well. They're just kind of all like building blocks. And then this is a crisis. Yeah, who would have guessed? When defeated, heal 3 damage from the enemy leader and give them a tough stats card. I think we're just going to go for this one because it can be awkward later. This is Defend Hell's Kitchen. 4 threat. Hazard. Cannot be removed while there is a defender minion in play. I think there is not, so we should be fine here. Herc's Leadership. Oh, but I mean from the next wave, from Hell's Kitchen wave. The, what's it called? Fear No Evil or something like that. She's an investigator. I'd like her to peek at the counter deck, honestly. I'm assuming, my guess, so I don't know Daredevil the character that well. Like, is Daredevil's text just going to be like, you can see boost cards? I think that'd be sick. And then he has like mechanics when he perfectly blocks. I think it's so ripe for design space that you can look at boost cards before you reveal boost cards. Admittedly, who shows up on Defiance? It's the other guy. It's Iron Fist, right? Oh no, it's Shang-Chi, I think. But yeah, if you could just see boost cards and then you have effects that say when you perfectly block, get something good. That doesn't exactly sound like Daredevil, but I'm assuming Daredevil's gonna be like echolocating and then fighting really, really hard. All right, one way or another resolves. So we draw 3 cards. We have the Ultimate Residence. We have Infiltration, so that removes 5 threat. Our Confused has to go off. Cool thing is we play Infiltration. We don't do any of the text. No, actually we do. We have to discard 1 to 5 cards because you have to pay the cost. If we're confused, we have to pay the cost. So this actually does fire Infiltration. And then we get a chance encounter, which, oh my God, this turn is going to be disgusting. We remove 2 threat here because of Winged Shape. Okay. Great. We're going to attach a chance encounter. This says when attached side scheme is defeated, doesn't care who does it. And then we're going to do Wiccan for 2. Oh, but we can't get Wiccan. We actually can't get Wiccan because Wiccan won't be defeated by the time this goes through, right? Right? Because I think Wiccan schemes for 2, and then Wiccan is defeated after the scheming resolves. So we can't get Wiccan with chance encounter. I don't think there's any way to fix that. Hey, Donovan, currently in the middle of my shift at work, but I want to wish you and the family a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Thank you. That's very kind to you and yours as well. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your shift. Glad you can drop by. Hopefully this makes things a bit better. We'll try and, if you're just listening, I'll try and make it everything obvious if you're just listening, that things will make sense. Luke Cage, is, as he was the mayor and one of the devs, let it slip he was a leader type. Oh, okay. That's important. If Herc can be leadership, anyone can be leadership. Daredevil's gonna be aggression. He's gonna be red. Hey, Phantom Flip, a fellow Canadian Marvel Champion streamer. Hello from Ottawa. Hey, how's it going in Ottawa? We're not that far apart. How you doing? Thanks for dropping in. I've seen 2 homebrew Daredevil heroes that give the villain 2 boost cards and you pick 1 to resolve. That's a neat way of doing his radar sense. Oh, that's cool too. I did watch a YouTube video where someone's showing off their Daredevil homebrew. I liked it a lot. I also played Justice Hulkling with chance encounter and so fun. This is a net deck from Man-is-Obsolete, I think it's called. They're called Man-is-Obsolete. This is my first game with it, and it seems straight nonsense, like just absurd. So yeah, we can't fire that. Chance encounter can get us any ally though. I don't know if there's any ally that like looks really great here, besides Wiccan, who's always great. But unfortunately will not be in the bin. I think we're still gonna do it. So we're gonna go ahead and just use Wiccan. Before Wiccan takes the consequential, we defend Hell's Kitchen. So this triggers a couple things. Firstly, we can go search our deck and discard pile for an ally, and we can draw a card. I'm going to search first and then draw a card. This is an interrupt. This is a response. Interrupts do happen first, so that tracks. We could just do Manifold and just keep scheme maxing. I don't actually really want any of our allies, but unfortunately, yeah, maybe we should not have put in chance encounter on that, because I think bring Wiccan back is more important. I've been catching up on all your old videos. Keep the great content. Thank you. Your videos are awesome. I'm now obsessed with Nebula. Yo, I'm so glad that's contagious, because like I did not care about Nebula, and then I played Nebula and I'm like, wait, this is the coolest thing ever. I will draw a card. The multitasking. Okay, cool. So at least we can Manifold max. Okay, so we also have Generation X, which is not super useful. Okay, so now we change form. So I think we're just gonna go ahead and go aggro. So we're gonna tap Alien Physiology to generate 2. We'll replace our shape with Hulk shape, which readies us. Shifts our attack up and our scheme down. This is ready for doing damage. So this turn we can easily do 9 damage by just playing an event and then playing our Shapeshifter Strike. So what's the cheap event that we can play here? I think we actually just play Infiltration and just get rid of it. Yeah, I'm not going to play Enhanced Awareness. Sorry, I told you I would. I wouldn't. I lied. I'm going to play Quinn Carrier Infiltration. So because we're confused, we have to pay all costs, but we get no effect. So we have to pay 1, and then we're going to discard 1 card. Hopefully it's not a minion. It's not a minion, but we lost the side scheme, which is a bummer. So then this gets our confused away. We did technically still play an event. The event went through. Like, it didn't resolve, but it went through from my understanding. So we did play an event. We deal 2 damage. Yeah, that's fine. 1, 2. 1, 2 for Shapeshifter Strike. This will defeat Spider-Woman. So search your deck and discard piles. Sorry, I keep showing the wrong one. The name is like very similar. So deal 5 damage to the villain. And then it readies our Hulk shape, which we can exhaust again, which does 2 damage. So it's turn 3. We've already defeated her. She advances. She now has steady. She has 21 health. Deal each player an encounter card. Be ashamed to forget that in a video you filmed earlier this week. When Spider-Woman attacks, she has the same text. Then all we have is this left. We are not confused. We are ready. We can attack for 3, which is useless. So maybe we could have done something smarter there. We have 11 health. The one that's going to be +1 thwart and +3 defense is going to be really good. So we could probably just play an Enhanced Awareness and then use that to play Ultimate Residence and like pretend that we played Enhanced Awareness. The other options, we can also play Manifold and then use Manifold to play Generation X. I think that's better, just so we have a chump blocker in case anything terrible happens, as much as we have 11 health. So we'll pitch 3 for Manifold. Again, the cards you pitch go straight into the discard pile, so they're not in like limbo while this is resolving, so you can use them as targets. And then it says, after Manifold enters play, choose a player. We'll choose herself. That player searches their deck and discard pile for a player side scheme. This is the only 0-cost side scheme, so we'll put it into play. Cool thing with this is that when we clear it, we can go get a thwart event, which means we can get the one that allows us to jump down to Alter Ego. That's an encounter card. We'll attack for, we'll thwart for 1. We can't attack. We'll pass. We won't use Manifold. Will we use Manifold? Yeah, we might as well use Manifold for 2 thwart. That's fine. We'll draw it. It's also lame that every stage 2 has the same text. Cap is not even getting shield or anything like that. Yes, it's such an easy fix too, which is kind of frustrating. Like, I wish every single advanced version of like the 3 or the 4 or the 4 or the 2 fired their thing. My problem with these Civil War villains is that they don't feel very thematic because their stuff doesn't fire. Like, hey, we're on turn 3. We're set up to win. She hasn't done anything. Like, imagine playing against any other villain. They usually do their thing by now, let alone every turn. The fact that, yeah, when they flip, they don't get the shield back. They don't get an attachment. Like, there's so many easy ways. Like, and the attachment comes back now. It has text. She should have got a finesse charge at a minimum, if not 2 finesse charges. It's really weird that when they advance, they don't do the thematic thing. They just don't take damage anymore. I don't know why that was like that. We'll draw. There's our last shape from our deck. It's armored shape, so it's a double. Let alone gives us +1 attack, +2 defense, and retaliate. That's okay. Healing we don't really need, but maybe we will. Hopefully we won't. Yellow Jacket is cheap armored defense. We probably play here just because it does 3 damage and gives us a toughness. And toughness is really good against Spider-Woman attacking at some point that we don't see it coming. We have Quake, and we have another Chance Encounter. Chance Encounter is perfect. I'm actually really liking this Chance Encounter. It seems really good. I want to play Chance Encounter with Tigra to go get our 1-cost Moon Knight back. And that's it. This goes to 1. Spider-Woman attacks for now 3 in a card. She's a bit stronger. We're going to go ahead and I don't think we care about the resource we're spending, so we'll do Quinn Carrier for armored defense. Cool thing about this is we can do more damage. So when an enemy attacks you, deal damage equal to your defense. Oh, it's your defense, not your attack. That's fine. She'll take 2. After the attack, give Hulkling a tough status card. I think this is technically still resolving, so we have to wait to do the 2 damage off of this, I think. Unless this is like a pending trigger that resolves after, I'm not sure. 3, 4 damage. We take 4. After this, we get a toughness, and we can do our Hulk shape thing because we played an event. So she takes 2. She's down to 17. We draw 2 encounter cards. Guess it's because PvP balance and the fun suffers. I think it is PvP balance. Has anyone played PvP, by the way? I want to hear the feedback. I haven't got to it yet. This is the older card, I think. Street Defenders. Okay, cool. Now we get to do things with events. When revealed, each minion activates, otherwise the enemy leader activates against you. Do not give it a boost card for this activation. Okay. So a couple things happen. Firstly, Open Rebellion has text here. So it says when a player, it reveals, it's an interrupt, so this goes up by 1. And then Finesse says when a player reveals, I think, this gets a counter. Yes. So now she's attacking us with 4 with no boost card. It just comes off the toughness. All right. She technically had text. Dagger. All right, it's a minion. When revealed, heal 2 damage from the enemy leader. Bummer. Up to 19. Deal 2 damage to a character you control. We'll just take it so that we don't lose Manifold. This is where I'm so used to drawing a card from Tigra, but we're not going to do it. I played a bunch of PvP at MCDC. It's a lot of fun. Do you like build around it, or do you just play like generalist decks? Because I'm assuming there's a PvP meta. I think you can't do like big bursts of damage in PvP. Thoughts on Hulkling? I played like 25 Tiger games, and I've only played 4 Hulkling games. Hulkling seems like you have a lot of flexibility. I think that his traits don't have enough of a downside that they kind of feel interchangeable, and you just put out so much numbers. Like you're just very good at putting out constant numbers that kind of eclipses all his other stuff. You do feel clever. There's certain turns where you feel really clever, but it's the sort of deck that readies and double activates and fires like heal 2 every once in a while. It's good. It's very, very, very good. But it doesn't feel so strategic as much as like just vomit value. I agree. I wish they would do something about flipping, but I'm really glad they have the can't take damage this round. Yeah, that text is cool. I think that could be just base text in the game for whatever it's worth, or give them toughness. Like at a minimum, when they flip, they should get toughness. I really like that they did that a lot in like Mutant Genesis cycle. I think that was great. That was a good anti-rush strategy. I think that's cool. I think you healed yourself and damaged yourself rather than healing Spider-Woman. Oh my God. Yeah, you're right. Well, we damaged ourselves, which is good, but we should heal her. Thank you. Good catch. So that should be correct. Good catch. Yeah. My thing tells me the log, so I can't look at it. Yeah, we went from 7 to 9, then from 9 to 7. She should have gone to 19, us to 5. Yeah. Good catch. Thank you. You can build for it, and you can customize your leader and give the other team. Then during play, you get plenty of chances to pick the encounter cards. That's like the part of the game that I haven't experienced, is that there's like 5 cards that you can put, I think, in your deck that actually interact with your leader, and they have new art, which is like obviously something I'm super excited about. But I haven't played any of that stuff, and I think my partner probably isn't going to like PvP anywhere near as much as co-op. Okay, with Clear Generation X, we get a thwart event. When we play the thwart event, we can jump down to Alter Ego. We can immediately play Armored Shape, ready ourselves, and start healing. But if that's the case, we should just attack Dagger first. We knock out Dagger. Here we can also figure out whether we have lethal, and we probably don't have lethal, but we probably have close to lethal, because we're going to be drawing a lot of cards. I just don't think we have another Shapeshifter Strike in our deck. Oh, wow. Every assess the situations in our deck. That's really funny. I played 2v2 and 1v1, had a general deck for the 2v2 game. Did not go well. Had a focus deck for the 1v1, won in 4 turns. I thought you can't win in 4 turns because there's like so much. There's cards that say like whenever you do damage, decrease the damage. We'll attack for 3 into Dagger. We'll put a chance encounter here. We will use Alien Physiology to get rid of the Hulk Smash, and we'll replace it with an Armored Shape. This is the one that shifts us down towards attack. That readies us. Also gives us Retaliate, which is cute. So now we can literally thwart for 1 if we want to. It wouldn't be the worst, but attacking for 2 seems maybe a bit better. This hand is not perfect. We have no events, but when we clear this, we'll get Wiccan. We play Wiccan for 2, we get an event, and then we can hop down and we'll draw a card. And then when we're down, we'll draw a double resource. So this loop, understanding how many resources we gain and what we get out of the loop, I'm not intuiting really quickly right now. So we have to do it a couple times. But the more you do this, the more you'll learn. Like if you have 2 cards that converts to Wiccan, Wiccan converts to a Shapeshifter, Shapeshifter converts to a 2 card, and then you figure out what the math is. I think we'll be short 1 resource here, because if we play Wiccan, that's 2. Wiccan draws Shapeshifter. Skilled draws a card. Oh no, and then we get another resource when we jump down. Yeah, we can ready ourselves again. I don't think we have lethal, but we might have close to lethal. I think we will just use Manifold on this, and we will attack. Again, Skilled Investigator doesn't care who defeats the side scheme. Neither does Chance Encounter. It says after attack side scheme is defeated. It doesn't care who does it. So we can use Manifold for it, and then we can attack for 2. I'd rather attack for 2. So I'll attack for 2 to the villain. And then we'll use Manifold to clear Generation X. Oh, this also draws a card on its own. So we have a whole bunch of triggers. When defeated, interrupt, response. I think they rotted this, didn't they? They rotted one of these. I think they have slightly different timing. I don't think the order really matters. Generation X allows us to search any way. Each player may search the deck and discard pile. So I'll just go for the discard pile. We're going to get our impersonation. This also is out, so it thins our deck. So we add it to our hand. Chance Encounter allows us to search our deck and discard pile for ally. We're going to go get the good one, Wiccan. And then Skilled Investigator lets us draw a card because we cleared a side scheme. Or a side scheme got cleared, more accurately. Infiltration, okay. Okay, we can just play, oh yeah, I thought we'd have 2 cards. We have way more than 2 cards. We want to play an event here because it heals 2. This is not in our hand, excuse me. We want to play an event here. So we play Impersonation and then we trust FFG that it'll fire this, which I'm not convinced it does, but that's fine. So we'll do, oh, but then we're short. No, but then we get a thing. Yeah, we're fine. We'll pitch 1, 2 for Impersonation. So FFG says that this should fire. So we'll clear 2 here. This cleared all the threat. Before we jump down, apparently we're allowed to fire it armored. So that means we, armored shape, we can heal 2. And then we'll flip down to Alter Ego. We just want damage. In Alter Ego, we'll just search for a thing. We'll search for a shapeshift upgrade. So we've doing all this before we've cycled our deck once. We'll grab the Hulk shape. We'll use the Hulk shape to play Wiccan. Oh, there might have been a better line here. After you play Wiccan, search your deck and discard pile. So our 2 options are that we can go get a shape. We also could go get, sorry, shapeshifter. We could also go get the one that does attack for 5 and then heals us for 2. Oh, but it would be short resources. Okay, so we'll grab the shapeshifter to our hand. Wiccan's in play, which is good as our panic blocker. We will play shapeshifter. We might as well do it down here. So now we search for an upgrade. We'll go grab Hulk shape. Oh no, we are short a resource. Why did we think this would work? Huh. Was there a better line? Kind of having a weird theory about CW and since SmackDown. What's your theory? I've heard the interesting theory that there's 4 villains in the box because they wanted to divide it between registration and, you know, the other one, whatever its resistance. Maybe it was meant to be 6. That would kind of make sense, but I do think there's some like belt tightening going on right now. Oh wait, this is not good. So I guess we just play Quake. Yeah, bummer. So we could have kept something else. We'll play Quake. She does attack for 2. I thought we'd be able to do our thing. I think we might not jump up this turn. I think we might just stay down. We're gonna not deck out. We only draw 5 cards, but I think we can just stay down here. She can scheme for 3 in a card. I don't think we care. If this advances, it's probably not the end of the world. We'll just use Quake here to attack for 2. But on 7 health, wait, we have Retaliate. Maybe we should just hop up. The difference is actually kind of considerable. I think we're at, the problem is like none of this is damage anymore because we didn't have the ultimate resonance. So all the cards that we're drawing into are like 3 assess the situation, which is like going to be a terrible hand. One way or another is playable. Our resource generator is not super playable. Impersonation is like, we probably want to jump up if we draw Impersonation. Good thing is at least we'll be drawing. Maybe we shouldn't have played Quake and kept the Hulk shape. If we kept the Hulk shape, we would have 2 shapes. So we can play the Hulk shape. We can fire it. We can play the other shape. We can fire it. And that's probably more damage than Quake is. Yeah, I think we actually don't play Quake. I think we just throw out Quake. And I think we keep the Hulk shape. Because I think that's way more damage over that than the 4 damage Quake will give us. I'm going to try that. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll try that. So we'll heal 2 from, not me, from Spider-Woman, and we'll pass. Drop 1, 2, 3. We really want assess 4. Okay, good. 5 is one way or another. That's actually really good too. The booklet only has art for the villains, and Tigra and Hulkling are only on 1 leader scheme for artwork. The villains all have artwork. I think CW was supposed to be 6, just a villain box. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. That makes, I would believe that so much, considering there's only 4, there's only 2 more upcoming, what's it called? Okay, I think that's a great conspiracy theory. Because my read is that they were worried people would not buy this box if they weren't interested in PvP. And then if there's heroes in it, let alone interesting heroes, then you'd get interested in it. That being said, like, does Hercules or Wonder Man show up in the art in the booklet? I think Hulkling and Tigra were originally hero packs. I think that's a very good conspiracy theory. Because I think they might have been worried at some point that people would not buy this if they were not PvP players. All right, Spider-Woman schemes because of Dark Force for 3 in a card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we clear. Yeah, wow. Yeah, okay. This clears, but we go to the second scheme. We have to randomize it. Here are 2s. One is always on left. The back of these are all the same. The front of them is Secret Avengers. Enemy leader gets +1 attack, +2 attack if it's undefended. That is terrifying with the way that Spider-Woman can attack you with boosted stats. That's very, very scary. Okay, 1 encounter card. Okay, Venom Blast. That's probably not good for us. This gets a counter because we revealed the treachery. It says Alter Ego, this card gains Surge. Surge is really bad because now she's going to attack huge. Advance? Oh, wait. No, get out. She schemes for 2 in a card. 1, 2. Boost. Contaminant immunity. Oh, man. So attach to Spider-Woman. So she schemes for 3. When Spider-Woman would be stunned or confused, discard this. Instead, give her a tough status. We can never get rid of this. We have no stun or confuse, I don't think. Did you play She-Hulk with that main scheme? Which one? The one where you reveal a thing or this one? I'm assuming She-Hulk attacks us a heck of a lot. Scenario packs have always been their own thing. Also, the mod set Royal Guard was 100,000% meant to go with the Namor's mod sets. Yeah, I looked at the sets because I've sleeved them up, but they all seem like, you know, a thematic break. Okay, can we do 17 damage? I think we can do something close to 17 damage. Maybe not 17 damage, but something close. So we're going to use our Alter Ego ability here to go search for a shapeshift. I think we're going to go for the damage one. No, it's in our hand. So we'll go for whatever one we can find. Probably winged shape. Okay. One way or another, we need to watch out because you search encounter deck and discard pile. There should be 4 side schemes. So there's one more in the deck. It's the one that has the crisis on it, if that's a concern. Okay, so we want to hop up. 7 health is probably just enough. She's attacking for like 5, which is frightening, let alone 6 or 7 if we're not defending with it. So we'll keep Wiccan as a defender and maybe we'll play Coulson. So we'll flip up and we're just going to go straight into damage mode. So we're going to attack for 2. She goes to 15. We're going to try and play an event here. So we'll play one way or another. This will deck us out. Oh yeah. So we should care what we put in the discard pile. I don't think it really matters. None of these cards we want in the discard pile. So search and counter deck and discard pile for a side scheme. This is the only one in the deck. I forget the text on this. It's Cloak and Dagger. 4. Crisis. When defeated, heal 3 damage from the enemy leader and give them a tough stats card. I mean, that's not a good time to draw that. Let's be honest. Okay. We draw 3. So we draw Impersonation to assess the situation. It's kind of cursed. Get some counter card, shuffles. This goes into the discard pile. Armored Shape fires now, so we can exhaust this to heal 2. Okay. So we don't want to defeat this because she heals 3 and gets a toughness. The question is, can we do 15 damage in a single turn? My guess is no, but it's going to be close. Nearly forgot to say, you're the only content creator who plays the way I do, using dice and counting down instead of adding damage. It makes so much more sense. It makes so much more sense. The only reason why the game doesn't do it because you would need so many more counters. I didn't do that. I played my first like 800 games of Marvel Champions without that. And then I realized like, wait, this is so much easier and it's better on camera because especially when you add health, like you have to see 2 numbers. That doesn't make sense. Counting down is sick. I wonder how many people tune in and like get confused by it because it's like somewhat unconventional, but yeah, shout out to the right way of doing it. She-Hulk hits like a truck. First turn, she hit me for 8. Oof. Folks are saying Vision is easy to beat. Try him on Expert with Namor, Royal Guard, and Delantians. If you want to add a 4th mod book, like book says, Power Drain from Green Goblin pack is rad. Okay, we have all of these, and unfortunately, this is not a lot of damage. We've already used our Alter Ego, so jumping down back is like not that good. Yeah, this is kind of crummy. We could, in theory, draw 1 more card here with Impersonation and hope it's damage. We should be exhausted, right? We attacked her for 2. Yeah, we attacked her for 2, didn't we? Yeah, so that should be exhausted. Okay, so we played an event, we've attacked her for 2. So we probably just change forms, and we just keep changing forms over and over again. I think we want to stay in the form that gives us defense, is my guess. So I'm going to use Alien Physiology to play Armored Shape. Sorry, to replace Armored Shape with Hulk Shape. When we play this, we ready. Our stats swap a bit to attack. We just attack for 3 into the villain. Now we want to play an event, so I think we'll just play and assess the situation. So that means we'll have +1 hand size at the end of this turn. Hulk Shape does 2 damage. She's down to 10. I don't know if we're going to have enough damage here. If we drew a Shapeshifter Strike, we definitely would have enough damage, but I think we're going to like barely peter out. Issues, we have to get rid of this maybe, but then she heals 3 and gets a toughness, which is like a loss, a lot of loss. And it has a crisis, so we can't remove that. If we play Winged Shape, we can attack for 2 more. We can remove 2 threat from this. Crisis, what is the text on Crisis? I never remember. Is it you cannot remove threat or you cannot thwart? I think it's you cannot remove threat. So this is not a thwart on Winged Shape, but I think Crisis beats it. Please let me know if that's the case or not. So I guess we just like do safety stuff. If we play Impersonation, we can clear this. We can jump down to Alter Ego. In Alter Ego, we can't do anything, and we can't jump back up, so we can lose. So I think we don't play this. Threat cannot be removed. Okay, so Crisis beats everything. Patrol we could beat. So I think we're just going to play Allies to get in the way. So yeah, we probably win next turn. This is a bit scary, though. I think we probably do just get rid of that because it's like efficient. So we're going to do 1, 2, change shape once again. It's a Winged Shape. We're ready. Winged Shape evens out our stats, and it removes 2 threat, which is not useless if we do it in the right order. Then we'll pitch 1, 2 for Impersonation. We might not end up playing Agent Coulson. We could die. Actually, this is getting a bit risky. So Impersonation will fire. So we'll remove 4 threat from this. When defeated, heal 3 damage and give the enemy leader a tough status card. So she's up on 13. Impersonation, we're not going to jump down, but we can fire a Skilled Investigator to draw a card. And we can Winged Shape to remove 2 threat here. Now we can consider jumping down, but with the 2 encounter cards, it's a bit sketch. This is a garbage hand. We probably did not do a good job here. Wiccan will take the toughness off for 1, and then we'll just attack for 2. We don't have Retaliate. All right, we'll pass. Okay. That wasn't a good side scheme for us. If we could ignore it, we would have. I'm not going to keep any of these cards. Yellow Jacket finds upgrades. We want events here more than anything. We know all our big attacks, like our good attack upgrades in the bin. So we want to just draw Shapeshifter or Shapeshifter Strike, and we're going to draw 6 cards. I'm a bit scared, but here we just have to get lucky with the counter deck, so hope for the best. Hey, found it, Shapeshifter. If we drew that, oh my god, the turn gets wild. Skilled, chance encounter, multitasking, ultimate residence. 1 more, chance encounter. Very little damage. This goes to 2. Spider-Woman's attacking for 5 and a card. I'm just going to put Wiccan in the way. Brave Soul. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Street Defenders. Wiccan's knocked out. 2 encounter cards is the first one. Inconspicuous. Nope. Nope. How did I spell this? When revealed, either discard the highest cost card you control or Spider-Woman schemes. Bye. Queen Carrier's gone. Master Plan. Oh. There's just no side schemes in the deck. That's it. Like we deck out, we get an acceleration. There are literally no side schemes because again, the villains have 1 side scheme and it's cleared on turn 1. Just so goofy. Admittedly, we pulled out the side schemes, but yeah, we just get an acceleration, that's ultimately good for us. We revealed 2 treacheries, sorry. So this should get 2. Crisis can now remove Patrol prevents thwarts. I always have to look it up. It doesn't matter how many games of Marvel Champions I play. You can go after any side scheme when a Crisis is in play. You just can't remove any threat from the main. Yeah, Crisis protects the main. That's intuitive, but I just never remember if it means like you can't scheme specifically, so you can beat it with other effects, or you just can't thwart. It looks like it means the worst one, the worst possible option. All right. So hey, the side schemes are back in the deck. That's like kind of cool, right? So we are just going to do a lot of damage. Yeah, we're just going to do a lot of damage. We are ready. Excuse me. We should not be exhausted. So we're going to attack for 2. Okay, we should do the math whether we have enough damage. We have 2 damage. Yeah, it doesn't matter because we're not going to thwart this. We'll attack for 2 into the villain. We'll play Shapeshifter. So we can search our deck and discard file for an upgrade. We're going to go grab Hulk Smash. We played an event, so we can remove 2 threat. That's why we don't have to do the math. Then we're going to play it for free. It readies us. I don't know if we do have a second event. It's just like, actually, no, we don't have a second event because you're not allowed to play multitasking if there's no threat, right? So we're not going to use Winged Shape because I think if we use the Winged Shape response, we cannot play multitasking. So I'm going to ignore the response because I think you have to have a target to play a thwart event unless you're confused. So we're going to leave the threat there intentionally. We'll attack for 3 into the villain. I think we're short a couple damage. So she takes down to 3. Man, this hand is totally garbo. We'll play multitasking. It might have made more sense to go for the healing here because we can't get lethal. I think the healing and retaliate might have just been a bit better. So we'll remove 2 threat here, and then we'll exhaust this to deal 2 damage. She's at 4. That's as far as we get this turn because we unfortunately drew a lot of inconsequential cards. We'll play the Altman Residence. Fortunately, we have no way of getting rid of this, but we could consider jumping down and just saying, what are you going to do, thwart? But this goes to 2. Then she schemes for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if we draw any card that adds 1 threat, we can lose. So I think we just have to like take 1 big hit and hope there's not 2 big hits. We'll pass. We'll throw this out. An armored defense would be a really good draw here. I hate Master Plan. Red Skull's Mocking Face. Like that crap knows what it does. I like how you can play around it by like leaving a side scheme in play or like leaving a player side scheme in play. I do that a lot of the times, intentionally leave one in play. But it is a card that just loses you games. Like if you were working on the criminal enterprise or whatever and you just leave it there, yeah, you're cooked. Formant, Manifold, Shapeshifter Strike, that's damage, impersonation, superpower training. So the good thing is if we just survive, we survive because we have Shapeshifter Strike. That does 7 damage. So all we have to do is survive this round. Goes to 2. Spider-Woman attacks us for 5. We'll block. 5. Boost. If dagger's in play, reveal cloak. Otherwise, place 1 threat on the scheme. So glad that we did not jump down. So this goes to 3. We get hit for 3. This is a cleared. 1 encounter card. Exhaustion. Got him. But again, it's very scary when you get Surge. I think that's fine though. I think that's fine. This goes to 1. We reveal our nemesis. Our nemesis does not have guard or anything. So like I'm not going to shuffle into the deck because it doesn't matter. But it's Super Scroll, who's in play, has 5 health. Does not stop us from defeating Spider-Woman. The side scheme doesn't matter either. I'm not going to shuffle it because we're going to unshuffle it. Our turn starts. We just do 5 damage to Spider-Woman. And it does 2 more damage. All right, we did that in barely 1 cycle of the deck, 1 and a bit. Really good. Oh man, our turn 2, I cannot ask for a better turn 2. The issue is all our side schemes were out. There's just not a lot of side schemes. So these chance encounters became bad draws because all our player side schemes besides 1 were out and there were no side schemes in the deck anymore. I could easily cut a Skilled Investigator. I don't think we need 2 of them. It does fire, which is nice, but we are 41 cards. But yeah, this seems really, really good. Spider-Woman did more Spider-Woman stuff, I guess, than some of the other villains. It's kind of scary because she can just hit you out of nowhere. And again, she attacks us again for 5 in a card, right? Like if she attacked us there, we were exhausted. Like we lose. So we should have probably just prioritized playing more minions. I think one of the turns where we could have played a minion instead of doing the Hulk Smash thing, we probably should just for safety. Like having a minion, I don't think there's any overkill. All right, this deck seems good. Seems cool. The turns where you pop off, you really do pop off. Let's give it another shot. Is there a villain you want to see this played against? It's currently 10 o'clock. We can stream for like another hour easily. I've been trying to get better about leaving a play side scheme in play, but for me, there's time I can't clear side scheme with Crisis, and then Master Plan shows up and makes sure I can't clear it. Yeah. It is one of the cards that if it gets you at the wrong time, it does cost you the game. It's up to you to like, that's the hard thing is that with Expert, there's so few of the cards that it's not worth playing around, you know, right? But it is the sort of thing that if you do have a player side scheme, it's good. But a lot of times, I just try and clear, especially in solo, I try and clear the side scheme on the turn it comes out, unless it's not important. But yeah, sometimes it does lose games. Okay, these are back in our deck. Oh, she was meant to have +1 attack. We forgot about that. We were meant to take 1 more damage. So yeah, she was hitting like a truck. Secret Avengers, she had +1 attack. I should have marked it because we were prone to forget. This is back in the deck. 1/1/1. These are all the 2s. Yeah, is there any villain y'all want to see? Otherwise, we'll just do Spider-Woman again, I guess, because she's here. We'll change the mod sets, I think. I have a villain. If it's She-Hulk and all the Atlanteans, I don't have Synthesoid to do that. But also, if it's going to be like cruelty, you can run it by me first. Let's just say that. The Hood with only Thunderbolt mod is a lot of fun and pretty tough. I tried that once because it was like meant to be the it was one of the weekly one-shots. I thought it'd be really easy. I think the hero I picked was bad. I picked Winter Soldier, which like immediately was like a bad option because you don't defeat those things. But I was playing Pin Down Protection and that seemed really good. But then I played Winter Soldier, which was like such the wrong choice for obvious reasons. Like functionally playing a blank text box. I only suggest fun ones like Claw with Ransacked Armory. I mean, I'd play that against Tigra, that's for sure. All right. It's like, I don't know what encounter sets to make Spider-Woman more interesting, besides something that has a lot of treacheries in it. Yeah, I don't know. These Civil War villains, I don't think they're for me. What other encounter sets do we have? We have Secret Avengers. There's no reason that you can't play with Resistance with the other people, right? Like you can mix Resistance and Registration. It doesn't break the game. It's just thematic. I wonder if there was licensing issues with that. Like whether the people at Marvel were like, you have to make sure you don't mix these. And that's why they're so color coded. I really like that someone in the comments and Reddit called this out. Like this is something you have to watch out for when you're doing board game design, is that if there's anything that's important, or if this is important or not, the Resistance versus Registration is only communicated by color, which is not great. I think a trait could have been good. Yeah, I guess we're gonna try Hercules. We'll try New Avengers, Secret Avengers, and then we'll do Daredevil because I think that's fun. So we'll just take out Cloak and Dagger and Defenders. The Cloak and Dagger cards are cool. Cool. This should be 10 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice. Okay. Rewind. Yeah, let's give this a shot. I imagine this deck would actually really like Galactic Artifacts. There's a lot of side schemes in there. The upgrades though are really, really rough. I'll give this a really good shuffle. I probably should go out of the way to not play the same one again. So the one that we just played was, which one did we just play? Open Rebellion. Yeah, the Treachery one. So we'll not play that one and we'll randomize from this pool. All right, game 2. Normally when you see game 2 in the timestamps of a stream, it means that we lost the first game. So the timestamp will start here and then nobody know we had that conversation. All right. We'll start with the superhero resistance. So we're going to roll a die. Left is 1, right is 5, 6. 1, 2 is the first. So we don't have to make any decisions yet. It's gathering support. So this one says, when revealed, the enemy team searches encounter deck for a minion. So we have to search for the worst possible minion for us. I don't know what it is. Usually I let chat decide. What do you think is the worst minion for us? So it's going to be a face down encounter card. So that'll be next turn's problem. We have Heracles. Give this as a boost when defeated. That's cool. The boost is you are stunned if you're already stunned too. We have Iron Fist. When revealed, Iron Fist attacks your leader, otherwise activates against you. So it's basically quick strike, as much as you can beat that with putting into play. Goliath is teamwork. Some of these sets have teamwork on only some of the cards. I don't know why that happened. I don't know if that's a typo or not, because technically it works in a weird way. It feels like they missed teamwork on Samson or something. Give this as a boost card. Each character, you exhaust each character you control. That's a bad one. We have Falcon, and then Daredevil is when revealed the enemy team exhausts the character you control. I think we're going to go for Spectrum. I think Spectrum might be the worst. Actually, 3 health is not bad. It's hard to tell which is the worst. They all seem kind of comparable. Let's just do damage. We're going to get Iron Fist here. So functionally quick strike for 3 and 4 health and 3 attack. So this will be waiting for us. Suggestion is Captain America with Defenders, Hell's Kitchen, Secret Avengers, and Spider-Man. Matches the art on gathering support main scheme. Oh, that's cool. I think we'll do that the next one. If we play another game, we'll do that. I think Captain America is more interesting. I'm doing my own campaign for Civil War set. I'm turning into X-Men versus Avengers, and then the 5th villain in the box will be Magneto. Yo, Tony, when you finish that, let me know. That sounds awesome. I think it's only a matter of time before people in the community brew up like a campaign mode for this, for the stuff that you have in this box, let alone including stuff from other boxes. And I think that can be hype. I think there's some cool stuff here. All right. I think we have to shuffle our deck well. All of our out of play cards are in play. I feel like both of the characters from this box really want to play Face the Past. I think Face the Past as a 0 cost card is actually really quite good. And you want to ready yourself in Hulkling. And your Nemesis is not very scary as long as you can do 5 damage. I think Face the Past is good for both characters. It's a card we could probably put in. I'm going to take out one of the Skilled Investigators. I just don't think there's enough side schemes to warrant 2 of them. But not enough side schemes, like Chance Encounter is not even that good. We did get lucky with it though. Especially because also we start with a side scheme in play. Like, excuse me, that is a nice thing to have working for us. All right, so this revealed puts a thing into play. Spider Woman, villain Spider Woman 3. She has 17 health. We know how the finesse counters work, so whenever we reveal a treachery, she puts it on here. Do they call them treacheries? Yeah, they're called treacheries. And then self-propelled glide, we have to get rid of. When we get rid of it, it doesn't do anything. It's just she takes less damage for every finesse counter, which again, on turn 1 does not matter. We would be in a worse spot if we traded this with any other side scheme in the deck. I'm doing the same thing, Tony, with my campaign. My idea is to make the PvP work with campaign and utilize the leader cards somehow. I'm combining CW and Synth Smackdown. That's very cool. I think that's going to be cool. All right, let's give this a shot. At the moment, I figured out a way for leader cards added to PvP and just want to make it too busy or too clunky. Manifold. I don't know if we love keeping Manifold. 3 costs. It's technically only 2 costs because you can go get a card. The card is a side scheme. We already have a scheme in play that we want to deal with, but getting your side schemes out of the game are pretty good. Shapeshifter. Really good. It's a double. It's also the cheapest way to fire one of your upgrades, which ideally we actually open with an upgrade. We did last time and it was very, very good. Generation X is nice. At a minimum, we can put into play and let it chill until we draw a chance encounter or a skilled investigator. But this gets a thwart event, which we want to do on certain turns where we start in hero mode, not start in alter ego, I don't think. What else we got? We only have 5 hand size. Yellow Jacket. Maybe. And then we have Quake, who is really cheap. Quake is not bad. I think we're more wanting to get cheap little minions later in the game when Spider-Woman hits a bit harder. So I don't think we keep any of the allies. I keep calling them minions. That's always going to follow me. I don't think we play any of these. I'm assuming right now we just want to set up and we want to draw a double because the double sets up our setup really well. We want to draw our resource generating upgrade, Alien Physiology. So I'm not excited to play any of these because I think we have, we have 13 health. So I think we can take some shots to the face. Chance encounter, now we're talking. That card's really good. Armored shape. Okay, so we have a double. Let alone we can play this and give ourselves +1 attack, which kind of matters. And we have a shapeshifter strike, which is a lot of damage potentially. Not you. All right, so we can search the deck. I think we're going to do the exact same play pattern. This is something that I am a bit concerned with. Whenever you have an ability to search your deck for a card, you often end up in situations where you always do the same opening. Cool thing, at least for Teddy and for Hulkling, is that it's a bit more reactive to board state. Like if there's minions, you'll do something. If there's a side scheme, you'll do something. But yeah, there's a lot of characters that I end up liking less and less the more I play them because their openings become kind of stale. This might be one of them, but honestly, Hulkling's kind of cool. I haven't even looked at the PvP cards, honestly. I still need to grab Smackdown. I'm very hyped for it. I'm trying to do my best to not play with Smackdown for like a month or two, just so that you can get that, like, you know, newness factor. Because otherwise it's going to be a bit, I think, until we get new content. Because we got them both on the same day in Canada. Okay, what's the plan here? I'm assuming this always goes here. When we get our ally, we want to play our ally cheaply. Shapeshifter gets played after we play one of our sides. So for instance, we could pitch Armored Shape for imitation. We can first attack for 1, then we can thwart for 3, clearing it. First, we'll Shapeshifter to draw. Actually, we should do in the other order. because we don't want to draw Wiccan because then it goofs it. And then we'll play Jazz from the rest of this. So we'll pitch 2 for the shapeshifter. Sorry, no, we don't do that. We always flip first because again, it readies us. So we always want to squeeze a bit of value. We'll just attack for 1 into the villain. First blood. Then we'll pitch Armored Shape for Imitation Shape. So Thwart goes up, we ready ourselves, and then we can exhaust this after we play an event to draw a card. I think here we just Thwart for 3. Clearing Self-Propelled Glide. This has no text when it's cleared. But Chance Encounter does. In theory, yeah, that's fine. So Chance Encounter does. So we can search our deck and discard pile for an ally. We're going to go get Wiccan. And then we can do Imitation Shape because we played... Oh, no, we haven't played it yet, but we will in a second. I'm going to stop shuffling. Actually, no, I'm going to keep shuffling because I think we're going to grab a card from our discard pile. I think we don't want Armored Shape here. I think we want Aggression Shape. Yeah, I think we want to get Punching Shape. So I will stop shuffling. Because here we're going to play Shapeshifter. Man, we're going to do a lot this turn. So search your deck and discard pile for a Shapeshift upgrade. I'm going to get the Hulk Shape. If there was threat on the main scheme, we'd go for the Winged Shape, but we'll go for Hulk Shape. And then after this finishes, we fire Imitation Shape, which draws a card. So I'll just finish shuffling. The openings are absurd. They're really, really absurd. Hulkling Leadership is def an S tier IMO. Do you have ways to like recur Wiccan that allow you to play Wiccan from your hand over and over again? Still irks me they didn't give Hulkling 14 HP, give Limitless Stamina a win. I think they did that on purpose because I think it's meant to be a smaller Hulk. But yeah, all the like 14 cost like steadies and readies, I think would be very, very good for Hulkling. I think that was intentional. I kind of think it's cute. Tiger and Hulkling are just so rich, you can rely on run 50 card decks since you tutor. I saw your 50 card Tiger deck. I don't totally get the 50 card reason unless you're playing no quarter, because I still think there are cards you want consistently. And I do like that consistency. But there is something fun about playing a 50 card deck. We didn't draw. Wait, did we draw with Imitation Shape? No, we're meant to draw a card here. It's an assess. I mean, that's easy to play. Okay. So what's the order here? Spend 2 for Wiccan. I think. Wiccan allows us to play, get an event. I think we get Shapeshifter. Imagine not playing this 3 times. So then we have Shapeshifter. Unfortunately, we can't play this upgrade, but we're going to play Assess, so it's fine. We'll play Shapeshifter. So goofy. Search your deck and an upgrade for an upgrade. I think I'm just going to grab this one because we're going to pitch it immediately. Then we're going to pitch this to do Hulk Shape. That puts us in attack mode. It readies us. We'll attack for 3. Then we'll play Assess the Situation, so we'll draw 1 more card. And it's a cheap event, so we can exhaust Hulk Shape to do 2 damage. That was turn 1. On turn 1, we did 6 damage. We cleared a side scheme. We played an ally. We activated 4 times. I mean, when it's good, it's good. Then we draw another card. So absurd. Okay. Another chance encounter. Ideally, we get a one way or another. Agent Coulson. So Agent Coulson could get us a preparation. We haven't played our preparations. Multitasking also really wants a side scheme. Not you, but you. Shapeshifter Strike, that's 7 damage, which we might be able to knock out Spider-Woman this turn. And we got it one way or another. I cannot ask for better. And then we'll get 1 more card here. It's an Informant. Oh, sorry, we were meant to attack with Wiccan. We're going to attack with Wiccan because we should have done that anyways, so she'll take 1 more. We actually want to block here with Wiccan now that we see that we have a chance encounter. Because if Wiccan clears the side scheme, he's not in the bin for the resolution, I don't think. Absurd. Oh, we're going to get a minion. That's good that we're in Hulk shape, I think. So this goes to 1. It has no text. It just has this minion. And then Spider-Woman's going to attack us for 2 and a card. When Wiccan dies, Medlab him. What's Medlab do? That's the one that you can tuck him on there. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Because that adds it to your hand, right? As if it were in your hand. Yeah, okay, that works. Because rapid response doesn't work, right? And make the call doesn't work. Spider-Woman attacks for 2 and a card. We'll put Wiccan in the way. Advance, that's good to know. Wiccan only takes 2 damage. Yeah, we know this is going to do 3 damage to us. I mean, that's fine. Spider-Woman on average did 4 damage there. It's Iron Fist. When revealed, Iron Fist attacks your leader, otherwise attacks you. We're not going to block that. We'll just take 3. Down to 10. Iron Fist has 4 health. Hits pretty hard. Ah! We're exhausted. That actually does suck. She gets a counter. Salt. This is like the worst thing. Like, this just happens. Like, what are you meant to do about this? So unfortunately, we blocked earlier. So now she's attacking us for 4. And we're exhausted. So we just have to take it. So she's attacking for 4. Boost on Hercules, you are stunned. Oh, that is really bad. We were so cocky. So we take 4 damage. And we're stunned, which means we have some issues. We might have to jump down here. But it's back to us. Yeah, being stunned is not good. Being exhausted is also not good. Because we wanted to do all the things at once. We might just end up in alter ego this turn. I don't think there's a world that we don't start with one way or another. We can always shapeshift or strike Iron Fist, so I don't think we're too concerned about it. But I think we do one way for another, and then we can multitasking, and then maybe Agent Coulson clears it. So one way or another, search and counter deck and side scheme reveal that side scheme. So we have our choices. Some of them are new. We have Secret Avengers, the titular side scheme. Oh, there's 2 of these. That's good to know. Side scheme. When defeated, the enemy team searches the top 5 cards in counter deck for a card. Give that card to the enemy leader as a face down boost card. Oh, so we're meant to pick the worst one for us. Let's not do that. It also has Crisis, so it beats multitasking. We have Defend Hell's Kitchen, which says threat cannot be removed from this while there's a defender minion in play, so we're not going to take that one. Is there actually one more in the deck? Yeah, we have to take this one, I think. New Avengers, when defeated, shuffle the minion in the counter discard pile into the counter deck. That's just Heracles, that's fine. So 4 threat. We do need to get rid of that though. Hazard is pretty bad. Use Teddy's alt mode ability, then play Suit Up to find Wiccan and Honorary Avengers. Switch to hero mode, play Shapeshifter to find a double resource. Yeah, that seems good. They did technically do the errata that they said they would do to Suit Up. It makes it just way better. Okay. Now, we still have stuff to do. One way or another resolves. So we draw 3 cards. Enhanced Awareness. Build Support. Interesting. Multitasking. 2 multitaskings is kind of cool. Maybe we Enhanced Awareness one of them. And now we technically have played an event. So we can do 2 damage. And it's not an attack. So we can choose to whom we want to do this. The question is, we are stunned. We need to clear the side scheme. But we are very much stunned. These are our mentals. I think we have to play Agent Coulson. So where we put the damage here is actually kind of important. Oh, this is not there anymore. If we do Iron Fist, that would put Iron Fist at 2 health. We will be ready. I don't think we're going to ready the Hulk shape because we can't. So I think we have to do the 2 damage to Spider Woman. How do we defeat Iron Fist? Maybe we do 2 damage to Iron Fist and hope that's enough. I just don't know how we're going to do the last 2 damage. I think we do. Okay. We need to clear this with chance encounter. So we'll put a chance encounter on it. So when we clear it, we can go grab an ally. So the only way we clear it is by thwarting twice or by playing Coulson. I think one of these definitely is a multitasking. There might be a better ordering to this. Like in theory, actually, there is a better ordering to this. We would have to, we'd have to clear it first. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. So we'll play multitasking. We spend a mental. So we can remove 2 and 2. Overwatch is another card I don't play enough. That's really good. Really fun card. Okay, so I think here we can consider playing 3 for Coulson. Coulson gets us a card. We clear New Avengers. That gets us a card. These 2 cards play Wiccan. Wiccan gives us a 0. With Wiccan, Wiccan only attacks for 1. Huh. Maybe we don't Coulson. Maybe instead of doing Coulson, which is technically 3 cards, we just multitasking again. We multitasking clear that. That gets us a card, right? Like that gets us, I'll just flip this for now. That gets us a card. Then we play 2 for Wiccan. Wiccan plays Shapeshifter. Shapeshifter plays, we play these 2 for the thing. The thing wakes us up. We attack, but we're stunned. I think getting the healing off on this turn is good too. But we don't have a cheap event. Yeah, I think Coulson's a bit too expensive. Coulson's 3 gets us 1, but then if we get Wiccan, we play Wiccan, we don't have anything for it. Unless we want to jump down to Alter Ego, which honestly probably we do this turn for a couple reasons. If that's the case, we'll hold on to Informant, and then Informant will undo some of Spider-Woman's damage, but I think this is maybe a jump down to Alter Ego turn after we do everything. So if that's the case, yeah, I think we will do multitasking. So we'll just remove 2 threat from New Avengers. When defeated, shuffle each minion in the counter discard pile, so it's just a Hercules into the deck. And then chance encounter allows us to search for a minion. And I haven't even decided. I think we could put way more toolbox minions in this deck if we really wanted to. But we're just going to get Wiccan. This is where like cutting the second skilled investigator would have fired twice by now, right? All right, so we're going to search. Wait, we've seen Wiccan already, right? Yeah, Wiccan's already here. So we'll grab Wiccan, add it to our hand. This is in our discard pile. We have to shuffle our deck because we looked at it. But we're probably going to shuffle it immediately anyways. The other option is we can go grab our stealth suit and then just say, like, I don't care about damage. That's also interesting. So we'll spend 2 for Wiccan. When Wiccan enters play, we can search our deck and discard pile. You know the drill. Unfortunately, it does not have 2 damage. We could have got a 2 attack minion. Actually, that might have been better. Nah, it's probably not. And so, of course, we'll get Shapeshifter again. We'll add that to our hand. We can play Shapeshifter to ready us. We can get rid of the stun. Yeah, I think we will. So we'll play Shapeshifter here. So we can search for a Shapeshift upgrade. There's so much searching. I think we're going to go for the healing one. That goes to our hand. We can't exactly play it, but I think we will next turn. I think we're just going to hold on to it. So if that's the case, Wiccan will attack for 1, so we can knock this out with Wiccan next turn. We will flip down. We'll use Teddy's ability to search for a thing. We'll search for the Imitation Shape, and I'll pitch the Imitation Shape just to play Informant, which means that Iron Fist technically works for us. It's like super minimal. It's only 1 threat, but like, I don't think I just want to play this and pass. I think I'd rather have a next turn where we have 2 doubles. Yo, Donkey, how's it going? YouTube seems to have changed my handle again. Yeah, it does that a fair bit. Sometimes it's the name that you registered. Sometimes it's the handle itself. Apologies for that. You can change it if you go into your settings, but I know a lot of people are struggling with that. I'm glad you can make it to a stream. We're streaming on a Friday because we're not going to be streaming on Sunday. We draw up. There's a skilled investigator. There's the physiology. So that's really good that we have a lot of resources here. Infiltration, if we need a lot of threat work, which I doubt we do, and assess the situation. We do not draw another card. This goes to 1. The villain schemes for 2 and a card. 1, 2. Boost. Freedom Fighters. Resolve the boost ability of each minion engaged with you. Cool. The enemy leader attacks your leader. That can happen. So that doesn't do anything. PvP does nothing. So she schemes for 2. And I think it's like super minor. We don't actually have to do this here. We're trading this for like 2 threat, right? Because it's basically playing a 1 cost for 2 threat because it clears a threat, but it also doesn't put a threat. I'll crack it. It's fine. So we'll do Informant. When the minion schemes, it removes threat instead. 1 encounter card. It is a Treachery. So we get a counter there. Inconspicuous. Very hard to spell. So either Spider-Woman schemes, which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a chance that we advance here. Or we discard the highest cost card, which is Wiccan. Wiccan is what we're planning to defeat Iron Fist with. But actually, no. Probably playing an event defeats Iron Fist. I think we can discard Wiccan here. Cool. Back to us. So we're going to use our hero text to go grab a thing. Or alter ego text, more accurately. Cool. So we have an Imitation Shape. Okay. So we want to play Alien Physiology. So I'm assuming we just pitch these. Well, 3 is actually expensive. So I think we're going to spend a double. So we'll do we need Armored Shape here? Yeah. So we'll pitch 1, 2, 3 for Alien Physiology. And then it's up to us which of these we want to fire. Either the 2 damage to clear Iron Fist or the 2 healing. I think they're both kind of useful. It always plays Suit Up that way as the game doesn't check future states of play. I was like, Suit Up is silly. I think I've always played it that way too, but it's because I haven't read the card carefully. Like you assume it works like that. But yeah, technically there is some like weird edge cases. Okay. We could recover for 3 here for safety. Spider-Woman's attacking for 3. She could attack twice. So we could recover. We don't have that much else going on. So I think we do recover here. Because then we flip up. We're going to play Assess the Situation. Because it's cheap. So we're going to draw one more card. And then we can exhaust this to deal 2 damage to Iron Fist. So we technically wasted a bit of Wiccan, but it didn't really matter. Then we'll exhaust this to play the Armored Shape. That gives us Retaliate. And shifts us slightly down. And readies us. Cool. We'll just play Skilled Investigator. We've only seen 2 sides games, I think, so far. We can thwart for 1. We've seen 1 advance so far. We can also just attack to get rid of the stun. I'll attack to get rid of the stun. Unfortunately, we're not firing the healing, which we could have prioritized the healing instead of the damage. But we need to get rid of Iron Fist. And that's that. All right, relatively set up. Not as explosive as the first game, but that makes sense. We got our last shape, Winged Shape. We have an Armored Defense. We probably play that because it heals, let alone gives us a toughness, and we do like toughness a lot against Spider-Woman. Okay, well, we'll pay 1 for the other, I guess. Another one way or another is perfect. Let's just get a way to remove threat, like an infiltration, or sorry, imitation. No. Yeah, it's damage. Oh, 1 more card. Okay, so we have a couple side schemes we can maybe clear, but they're going to be kind of hard. We don't have any thwart in our hand. We might draw into some, though. How many imitations are out? Infiltration, we have 1 infiltration out. 2 multitaskings out. So our deck has 1 infiltration, 2 imitations, I think they're called. So drawing 3, we have a pretty good chance of finding something that'll clear side scheme. Goes to 3, Spider-Woman attacks us for 3 and a card. I think we're going to do armor for armor. So when an enemy attacks, deal damage equal to your defense stat. So we're going to do 3 damage, perfect, to the villain. Then we flip this, 1, 2, 3, boost. You are confused. If you're already confused, this has more boost. So we take 3 damage. Then after armored, we give ourselves a tough. And she takes retaliate 1. We can then play a shape. Or sorry, we played an event, so we heal 2. So barely move the needle on us. 1 encounter card. Hey, master plan, if we didn't want more side schemes. The problem is that this can do a lot of damage to the deck because there's just not that many side schemes left. So let's see what the damage is. So we have to discard until we find a side scheme and then reveal it. Advance is gone. That's good. Okay, defends Hell's Kitchen. That's actually okay because there's no defenders on the table anymore, which is one of the times we would have drawn it. That means one way or another only has 1 more scheme. So if we play one way or another, we're speed running, getting an acceleration. The defense Hell's Kitchen comes in with 4 threat and has no active text right now. But if we draw infiltration, technically this will have text, which is really funny. But it's back to us. We are also confused. That's bad. That's really not good. But what can we do here? I think we still one way or another. I'm just going to check what the last scheme is. I think there's 1 scheme in here. So we're going to shuffle the deck anyways. It was at the bottom, so that would have been bad, but it is fully random. So Secret Avengers is the last side scheme that we have access to. It says that you, oh, again, right? That does happen. It says the enemy team searches the top 5 cards in the counter deck for a card. Give that card to the enemy leader as a boost card. So we have a toughness. We don't care. So I do think we will grab that. On average, we're discarding half of these cards. So let's see how bad it is. Give it a little cut. We'll play one way or another. There's no other form we're going to play. Oh, we could play Winged Suit first. Winged Shape first. We actually do probably play because it readies us. Yeah. So hold on. Before we do this, because we want to play an event here, we'll tap Alien Physiology. Us thwarting doesn't matter. We'll tap Alien Physiology to play Winged Shape. And then we have Winged Shape in play, which puts our stats closer. Which means after we play one way or another, we can remove 2 threat for something. That's probably a bit better for us. All right, one way or another. So we discard cards until we find a side scheme. Oh, it's upside down. Assault. Good to know where those are. Okay, it's meant to be at least half the deck. We are now gone beyond half the deck. Okay, slightly more than half the deck. There's only like 6 cards left. So in theory, if we're card counting, we should have a good idea what's left for us. Okay, Secret Avengers, we just saw this. So it comes in with 4 threat, and when defeated, we look at the top 5. Now, one way or another finishes resolving, so we draw 3 cards. We're looking for an impersonation. We found it. That's great. Informant and a chance encounter. That's actually really quite good. And then once this finishes resolving, we can do Winged Shape, and we can remove 2 threat from something. Can't be from this, could be from this. I think we will do this. Yeah, I think we will do that. Okay, so I think we clear this now. So we'll attach a chance encounter. We'll thwart for 2, getting rid of our confused. And then I think we just pitch 1, 2 from impersonation. We could send damage. This is exhausted. Sending 5 damage actually does 2 thwart as well. So that clears this. This is a bit better because it allows us to jump down. So play impersonation now that we're not confused. Remove 4th threat from a scheme. If that removes the last threat, you may change to alter ego form. So we'll clear Secret Avengers. So we have a whole bunch of triggers. This is when defeated. This is the interrupt. I'm not sure the ordering. It doesn't really matter. We're going to use chance encounter always to go get our friend, who, if we jump down, we can play. And we will jump down. So we're going to go grab Wiccan. And then Secret Avengers, we have to look at the top 5 and pick the worst possible boost for us. So let's see what we have. We have 1 boost. 1 boost. Exhaust a character you control, 0 boost. 2 boost. 2 boost. We never do Shadow of the Past, because in theory, we also care about what's in the deck. So Gang Up being back in the deck is bad. Shadow of the Past being back in the deck is bad. I think Complicated Lineage is actually like a good card for us. So I'm going to give it as a boost card, and then we'll shuffle all of these back. So the bottom of the deck only has like 6 cards left, and Shadows of the Past is in there guaranteed. So we probably are going to see our Nemesis. All right. After all this resolves, we jump down to Alter Ego. And here we'll use our Alter Ego text. Oh, Skilled draws a card. Impersonation. Interesting. So we'll use our Alter Ego text to go grab just a 2-cost card of some sort. I think I'm going to go for the healing one again. Oh, we have to clear that actually. We'll do that with our basic activation. So I will go for the healing one, which is in play. No, it's not in play. No, we need 2 thwart here. Hold on. Which one did we get? Oh no, Wiccan will clear it. Yeah, that's fine. We'll get the healing one. Okay. Well, it doesn't matter because we're going to spend this 2 on Wiccan. I think that's what you're meant to do. Then Wiccan searches for Shapeshifter. Yeah, Wiccan searches for Shapeshifter. We'll play Shapeshifter, which just grabs this card back. Secular economy, whatever, there's a word there. We'll flip up Wiccan. We'll defeat this just so we don't have to deal with it. And then we will pitch 2 for Armored Shape. Is that wrong? Maybe that's wrong. Maybe we hold this again, because we can't fire the text on it. So maybe we just like play Superpower Training. Superpower Training gets an upgrade, which readies us next turn. But like playing Armored Shape doesn't do anything. It readies us. We thwart for 1. So it's not actually that good. We have toughness and we don't have Retaliate. We're going to deck out exactly. So we're not drawing any event we can play during the villain phase. We probably should have got the one that actually exhausts us because we have a toughness. So this is probably not the worst one for us. Getting a 2 boost here is probably not the worst thing for us. Yeah, I think we should retcon that actually. Hold on. Because the other card we could have got is Spectrum would exhaust the character. That's much worse because we have a toughness. So we're going to shuffle that in. That being said, the obligation is not a treachery. And so that's not good for Spider-Woman, let alone it's good for us. So it's hard to tell what the worst thing is here. Okay, that's that. This is why I always wants to go to 50 cards, but I don't think that's right because I think you want to find these as soon as like consistently as possible. Like I'm not worried about decking out. I like decking out because it gets our good cards again. I don't know. I think I should play it a bit more and see what I think, but like my rule always is thinner deck, more consistent deck, better cards get played more. Like we won in 1 deck out last game, you know? We're a bit further off, but not much further off here. Like I want to hold impersonation as well because it's good with side schemes. Do we have any side schemes on the bottom? No, we don't. Oh, we're going to draw all of these. It doesn't matter. Oh, no, actually, maybe not because we might hold a card in our hand. Yeah, let's just not deck out. We know we're going to get exhausted, so we should hold an upgrade. Yeah, so let's hold the upgrade. We'll just pitch impersonation for Superpower Training. Yeah, we would technically have all the information, but yeah, with this exhausting us, which is better than to attack, we should just try and keep something in our hand. So when we clear this, we can get an upgrade. That's good. Strongly agree. Decking out to get all your best cards is definitely worth the cost of an encounter card. Drew, how's it going? Yeah, I think so. Like Your best cards, so much of how I play is like playing Ultimate Residence, which we haven't played yet, to get our best cards back in rotation. Admittedly, with things like Chance Encounter, like you're playing Wiccan so often. But yeah, I love getting my best cards back. We'll hold this and we'll pass so we don't deck out. 2, Sense of Justice. Assess the situation. That's never bad. Infiltration. Do we play an Assess the Situation this turn? I don't think so. And a Quinn Carrier. So our last card on the bottom is the Ultimate Residence. It's an awkward place to have it. That's the worst place to have it by a mile. This goes to 4. Spider-Woman's attacking. We know this is a nothing burger. It just exhausts us. So it is a something burger. 1, 2. Gang up. Okay, that's good that we didn't get this. This is the one card that when we played Tigra on last stream, when we played against Standard 3, oh my god, this Gang Up ruined Tigra. Playing against Standard is so much worse. Toughness comes off. This is Shadow of the Past. Yeah. You know it's going to be Shadow of the Past when there's 4 cards left. Let's do our thing. And now also the awkward thing is, because this deck is only like 3 cards left, because we played one way or another, it's going to be very dense on our Nemesis set, which I'm not actually super familiar with the cards. I'm doing good, enjoying the holiday break. Hope you're doing well this season. We're about to be on proper break as of Sunday. I'm doing pretty good. Thank you. We got a lot of content ready for the channel over the break, which I'm like pretty proud of. You still play mistakes and record them, but proud that we got the stuff done. Super Scroll, 5 health. Has text. Force Interrupt. After Scroll attacks you, discard card from your deck, which we know what will happen, and then you do things on it. And Scroll Business says that when you discard cards, you tuck them underneath here, which doesn't actually have any implication besides you lose those cards for the cycle or whatever. Eventually, if you have no cards in your deck, you lose the game, technically, because you draw infinite encounter cards, and then you hit infinite acceleration, and the game actually just ends. These are all ready. We revealed a treachery. Easy to forget. And then this goes to 1. Okay, it's us. We're exhausted. We are exhausted. I just want to check. In theory, we should know this because it's countable. How many? Are there any minions in the deck? No. So if we play Infiltration, we can clear 5 threat from something right here. Does Scroll Business care where the cards are discarded from? Scroll Business says when you discard cards from the top of a player's deck. So Infiltration is legit. Okay. So we want to play an event before we swap, and we want to swap. We can do... We actually can't do that much damage to Super Scroll. We have to get lucky to defeat Super Scroll. No, actually, it's not possible to defeat Super Scroll. Unless we pop Superpower Training and then use Superpower Training to go get an upgrade. And then we play that upgrade, which readies us. I think that's the only way that we defeat Super Scroll. We actually have a really weird board state here. Right? We're going to deck out, which we should consider, because if we pop one of these, we draw this card. If we play Infiltration, we remove 2 threat and remove 5 threat. Or we can remove 3 threat and 2 threat. This one doesn't matter, if you ask me. This matters, and this matters more. Superpower Training is really good to clear. We draw a card, and then we get an upgrade in our play, which in theory, when it enters play, I think that fires our hero text. Because our hero just says, after it enters play, so we don't have to play it. So that means we would want to attack first, or thwart first, or do something like that. I think we probably should clear the Scroll Business first, because that's 5 threat, or we use Infiltration on this and don't care about that. That's also legit. Did you discard the card for one way or another? Doesn't the card say to search for a side scheme rather than discard for one? No, it was Master Plan. You almost hurt me there. Like I almost fell apart. No, it was Master Plan. You're right. We did not discard to one way or another. We played one way or another, removed all but one, and then we played Master Plan. Master Plan is what got us. I'm pretty confident. If we did, I apologize. But yeah, good catch, good catch. It was Master Plan. Yeah, pretty sure. If we did the other one, oh my god, that's bad. Okay, this is where Hulkling's cool, because you actually have like a really good puzzle where your activation, your events, the ordering matters. Like Hulkling does make a cool sequencing puzzle. So say that we attack for 2, which like we'll work on it. Then we can Infiltration. We can clear 5 from this, clear 2 from this. Wiccan can clear 2 from this. That draws us an upgrade, which readies us, and we can make it an aggression upgrade, which means we can ready and knock out Super Scroll. That's a lot better. You discard for one way or another as well. I didn't give a second thought. Wait, no, I did? No shot. Wait, actually? You can rewind on YouTube for what it's worth. Okay, that's good to know. So I did mess it up. I played it like it's spoiling for a fight, which is it's not. It's a search, right? Yeah, it must be a search. Okay, good to know. Good to know. We made it much harder for ourselves. Okay. Asterix. I think that's our play. I think we do clear this after we're exhausted. So we'll Hulkling for 2. If we want to fire this, we should do it in this order. So I actually think we clear this. We'll Sense of Justice Infiltration. So we'll discard 5 cards. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we discarded no minions, but we remove 5 threat. Yeah, it's fine. I don't think we can get Wiccan in the discard pile. No, it's not possible. So we remove 5 threat from Scroll Business. So we've cleared it. We played an event, so we can use Winged Strike. Or Winged Suit, wow. Shape, wow. To remove 2 threat. We'll do it from here. It doesn't really matter. Skilled Investigator fires. Draws a card. We deck out. It's an Ultimate Residence. The deck decks out, so we get acceleration. Oh man, yeah, that one way or another was cursed. I was complaining about Master Plan. Last game was on the bottom of the deck. You shuffle and discarded half the deck. Dang it. I feel like that might have been an important mistake. It's okay. We'll be fine. But it does like mess the game up, but we'll be fine. We just shuffled the deck, okay? So everything's fine. It's just like it's turn 1 again. Her side scheme is back in play. Isn't that cool? It has text. Okay, so we have an encounter card coming. Okay, so now we're going to... Do we want to end up on Hulkling Suit? Wait, we're meant to do 2 damage to this thing. I think that was part of the game plan. It's okay, we can still do it. So then we'll do Wiccan to thwart 2 off of this. We have to shuffle our deck. So Wiccan misses the cycle, but I think the way that Skilled Investigator and Consequential works, it would always miss the cycle. We clear Superpower Training. That, before we search our deck or shuffle our deck, will let us grab an upgrade and put it into play. So we're going to grab Hulk Smash, Hulk Shape, which, when it enters play, it readies us. That enters our discard pile. Cool. All right, we got Smash, so Smash we will. We'll attack, sorry, not with this. We'll attack into Super Scroll for 3. Then we'll try and play an event here. So we'll play Assess the Situation. That fires Hulk Shape. That Hulk Shape knocks out the Scroll. So that misses the discard. I mean, it's not that important. Then I think we just play the Ultimate Residence, right? We will Alien Physiology. Unfortunately, we have 2 upgrades in the bin. I hate that. That's a bad part about our cycle. We'll play Armored Shape. Gives us Retaliate and shifts us down to more defense-based. We're ready. We don't have an event to play here. We'll just pitch Ultimate Resonance. This, we could actually jump down and just say, I don't know, we might lose this main scheme. It's not super important, but we're drawing 2 encounter cards. We have an acceleration, so schemes for 2 in a card. We probably shouldn't. So either we attack for 2, we thwart for 1. I think I'm going to attack for 2. 6 damage. If we draw an attack, we get 6 damage, so we'll thwart for 1. Yeah, because our attack does 5. And we have retaliate, so yeah, I don't think we have to hit a breakpoint here. All right, we draw 6. Weird turn. Armored Defense, love it. Impersonation, like it a lot too. Let's draw a side scheme. Armored Defense, shuffle better. 5th, Assist the Situation. Then we draw Shapeshift. That's a really event-dense hand. We really want a side scheme here. This goes to 3. She attacks for 3 and a card. We're not going to defend, but we will do an Armored Defense. We've drawn this both times that we're in armored form, which is sick. So we do 3 damage to her. She attacks us. It says when an enemy attacks. Yeah, we don't have to defend. I think we just take this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we take 4. However, we do retaliate 1. And we get toughness. And we armored shape to recover 2. Okay. Toughness is good if we get a surge of things, of encounter cards. Like this one. Oh god, it's bad. Under fire, surge, reveal an encounter card. She gets +1. We're gonna get exhaustion. You just watch. It's gonna be surge into surge. New Avengers. Hey, we got a side scheme. Love it. So this card has no text. Shuffle each minion. Oh no, it does have text because our nemesis is in the discard pile. We need to clear that, and luckily we're very good at clearing it. We're gonna defeat her as well. Pheromones. Okay. So this is gonna stun and confuse us, I'm pretty sure. This goes to 2. You are stunned, you are confused, place a skill counter and finesse. Good thing, that's why we make toughness. Stunned and confused is not my favorite, but that is a good card, isn't it? All right, that's us. Okay. We are able to jump down an ultimate residence, which is pretty hot. So I think that's what we do. I think we just thwart. We throw a thwart into the confuse. It doesn't really matter if we use the alien physiology here or not. I guess we do. And then we'll just do impersonation. I guess we're not knocking her out this turn. That's a bummer. But impersonation will fire here. So it says remove 4 threat from a scheme. If this removes the last threat, you can change the alter ego form. It does, and it does. This is a hero response. I'm assuming it can fire. I don't know the timing. I think this is, I don't know if it's an interrupter response, but in theory, a response to this leaving, which maybe that beats that. I don't know, but we'll draw a card. Jumps us down to alter ego. We drew another player side scheme. Down here, we can use our alter ego ability to go get thing that we want, which can ready us. I like what we have so far. We'll definitely use ultimate resonance. I think we're going to use this to heal too, and then shuffle in impersonation is my guess. Actually, maybe an armored defense is a good like insurance policy against her. And then while we're here, before we shuffle, we can grab one of our alter egos. We can grab from our deck, or we can grab Hulked or Winged Shape. Winged Shape seems fine. We have a bit of threat work. We'll grab Winged Shape. Oh, we can shuffle Wiccan into the deck. I don't think we need to. We have so many chance encounters. She's on 2 health. If we got a Hulk shape, we could have advanced her. Yeah, we easily could have advanced her because we can play an event, no problem. We will flip up. We'll spend 2. So we'll do 1, 2. I think we don't keep the shapeshift strike because she's on 2 health. It's awkward. We'll replace our shape with winged. So we even out our stats. We ready. We lose retaliate. We definitely play an event here, so we'll just play assess the situation. So we can do our wing shape. That removes 2 threat. I think we'll just attack to get rid of the stunned. It's a good place to be. And then we will just play Generation X, which gives us access to the what's it called that we didn't shuffle back. The impersonation. So when that's cleared, we can get a thwart. And that's that. That was a really good turn. Really, really good turn. We played everything. We didn't get a Wiccan loop. Like a chance encounter here would be great. And we're likely to draw one because we have 3 in the deck. So we draw 6 cards. Armored defense. We did shuffle the deck. Infiltration. Build support. Did I shuffle the deck? I'm going to say I didn't shuffle the deck. That being on the top is really weird because there's only 1. Maybe I forgot to shuffle the deck because I thought I was going to search the deck and I didn't. I think that's the most likely situation. Otherwise, it's like a 1 in 22 chance. I do not feel comfortable about that, whether we didn't shuffle or not. All right, we'll cut. Draw 6. Impersonation. That's good. Manifold. Infiltration. Just sense of justice. I don't know if we need these resource generators. And speaking of resource generators, the ones we never play. Oh, we have a 6th card. Assess. Okay, that's good. That's 2 threat removal. This goes to 3. Spider-Woman's attacking us. We won't block or anything. We have toughness. I don't think there's any piercing. So she's attacking for 5 in a card. 7 damage. That's another side scheme. So there's only 2 more in the deck. The one with acceleration and then her side scheme. Draws an encounter card. Bummer. We lose the toughness. She's now going to get a counter and she's immediately going to attack us. So she's attacking us for 3. And a card. Nothing we can really do here. We're going to be able to jump down with ultimate resonance and heal. So I think we just take it. Being ready is so much better than healing 3 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Caught off guard. We'll take 4. Back to us. All right. Generation X, if we clear it. Actually, we like it draws a card and then it draws another card. The other options, we can just like go ahead and play impersonation on gathering support and that will clear the last threat. So that also fires our thing. I don't think we need to clear this until we have chance encounter. So I think we do leave this. I think drawing chance encounter is so much better. We lose the skilled investigator proc, but I don't think that's super important. This actually might be a sleepy turn where we play one of these. It'll probably be skilled enhanced awareness. Manifold doesn't do much because we have to clear this to get the player side scheme slot. So yeah, I think that's what we do. We will. I think we attack for 2 and advance here, right? So we'll attack for 2. She advances. When she advances, she gains steady. She gains 21 health. She gets encounter card. That's all she gets. Really weird. She doesn't get like 3 finesse counters or something. Okay, so we can't do any more damage to her. So I think we're gonna do our shtick. We'll generate 2 for impersonation. Impersonation. Remove 4 threat from a scheme. If that removes the last threat, it doesn't have to clear it. Or what's it called? Doesn't have to defeat it, so that's good. You may change the alter ego, so we'll clear 3 from this. They said online that we can fire winged shape here before we jump down, and we'll jump down. We'll use the Altman Resonance while we're here, and at the same time, we can use our alter ego ability to go search for something. So with the Altman Resonance, I think we could consider putting another armored defense in for safety. The other options we could put Wiccan in. Which shape are we getting here? I think it's the healing shape. So we'll grab the armored shape, I'm pretty sure. We don't have to do any damage, so yeah, armored shape is just fine because we'll heal 2. Yeah, I think that's what we shuffle back in. We could do shapeshifter strike actually. That might be better, but we have 1 armored defense on the deck. Oh, so there was 2 in the deck, so maybe we did shuffle. We have 2 more of these. Let's keep it to 2 and 2 because I think the way we do lose is her attacking us out of nowhere. And if we get double attacked, armored defense is perfect because we armored defense the first, the second attack is tough. Okay, that's in her hand. Cool. I think we're going to play some resource generators. Oh, mind you, we recover 2 because of the ultimate. I don't think we missed that, but I could see a world where we did on the last jump down. So armored shape gets played for sure. It costs us 2. We have no reason to play any of these other cards besides assess the situation. So I think I'm going to do it. I'm actually going to do it. I'm going to pitch 2 for an enhanced awareness. And just so we're on theme, we're going to use a blue die for it. It has 3 counters. That's good. We're going to have to dip into, we're going to have to dip into the counters because we're going to flip up. We're going to exhaust to generate a mental. We're going to pitch sense of justice. We're going to change shapes. We're armored. So we get retaliate. We swap downwards and we ready. We play assess, which is such a nice card in this deck. So we recover 2 off of our armored shape. And then here we can just thwart for 1. It's useless. We actually don't do anything. So we can't recover for 3. Oh no, we can recover for 3. We should recover. No, we can't because enhanced awareness is a hero resource. This is a hero resource. That's such a bummer. Because we can't recover for 3. Because we had to play this while we're in hero unless we want to assess the situation, which in theory, yeah, it gives us a hand size that heals 1 more or heals 1 fewer than recovering. But yeah, that's fine. That sucks. Okay, so we'll just pass. We're not going to clear this because we don't want to. We want to wait for chance encounter. Draw 6. Agent Coulson. Build support. We have an infiltration, so we can clear whatever shows up. But I think we already have a really easy side scheme. There's a chance encounter, so Wiccan will be showing up. That's really good because then we do a wild turn. I don't know, 21 damage turn, unless this is a shapeshifter strike. It's a quake. And one way or another. So we can clear 2 side schemes this turn, no problem. And don't discard from the deck. Give me 1 second. Yeah, everything's fine. Okay, cool. So this goes to 2. Spider-Woman's attacking for 3 in a card. We retaliate. We have enough health to not worry about this. If we exhaust, we're exhausted. We're going to be able to ready this round. Our exhaustion is worth 3 health, let alone 2 attack. We're going to be jumping down this turn because we're going to clear Generation X and get an impersonation. So healing should not be that bad. I think we're just going to take it. 1, 2, 3. Advance. Good. 3 damage. We take 3. She takes 1. 2 encounter cards. First one. Scroll business. Okay. This one is, we can clear it this turn if we want to. It just cares about discarding cards, which doesn't happen unless we draw our nemesis or any of our other side schemes, or sorry, our treacheries, I think. Ooh, what's this do? Fantastic powers. So attached minion gets +3 health and retaliate. When revealed, find Super Scroll. Okay, so we summoned him by saying this doesn't do anything. And put him in play engage with you. Attach this to him. If you're in hero form, Super Scroll attacks you. Holy crap, that's a messed up card. Wait, what? This is so much worse than everything else. Oh my god, that's absurd. Attachment he gets +3. Find Super Skull. Put him into play. Attach this to him. So he has 8 health. What the heck is this card? This is way worse than anything else in the set. I've never seen this. And then retaliate 1. Yikes. And he attacks. So he's attacking for only 2 though. So he's not that big. But when he attacks us, we have to discard cards. And based off of that, he might get more attack. And then we hit and tuck them under scroll business. And it says when he attacks you, it doesn't matter if he does damage or not. When he attacks you. So this happens now. So I think this happens before we decided to block because he attacks now, right? So he's attacking for 2. We discard an energy. So he attacks for 4. This gets tucked here, excuse me. Technically face down, but we're not going to pretend it's in play. So he's attacking for 4? Ew. That was a lot of damage. That was like a bit of damage. Holy crap, this turned on a dime. What a encounter card. Jesus, what an encounter card. I don't think we block this. We need to defeat him somehow. We're going to jump down. In theory, when we play, when we get Wiccan, we can go grab the 5 attack damage card, which Armored Shape will defeat it probably before Retaliate fires, which means it does 7 damage. So I think we're allowed to defend here. We will defend. So he's attacking us. We take 1. Takes 1 off of Retaliate. Wow. It's our turn. It is our turn. Yikes. Okay. So we need to clear things. We have a lot of problems suddenly. We don't need to play one way or another. We have enough problems. We probably do, actually. I think drawing 3 cards is kind of sick. Wait, if we're exhausted, how do we clear threat off of this? I realize that's the biggest issue. So I think we're one way or another. I just need to remember what cards are in the deck, and I need to remember not to discard. So what side schemes are left? I think there's only like 2 left. There's hers, and then there's this cannot be removed while there's a defender, and it has a hazard icon. The other one that's in play is I think Spider-Woman's, which gives an acceleration, and she takes less damage. This has less threat on it. Wait, this one doesn't have... Oh no, it is per player because it's written on that. Yeah, of course. I think we definitely take this one because I could see us not clearing it. We'll grab one way or another. We'll play one way or another, and we'll grab Self-Propelled Glide. This is the first time I've ever seen the villain side scheme show up twice, because they usually die before the second cycle. But this game, we did damage to the deck on our own volition. So Self-Propelled Glide is in play. So that has 3 threat and a hazard. One way or another now finishes resolving, so we draw 3 cards. We definitely want some good stuff here. The one that does 2 and 2 would be perfect. Multi-talented or multitasking. Shapeshifter Strike, we need that for Super Scroll. One way or another, we can't play it. Chance Encounter. Okay, bummer. Yeah, it'd be so good if we got a multitasking there. Okay, we need to get 1 threat off of that. Why is that hard? I guess we play Quake. So we put a Chance Encounter on this. That gets us a Thwart card. That Thwart card will let us clear this to jump down. So I think we just need to get 1 threat off of this somehow. So I think we play Quake because she's cheaper. Technically, actually, Agent Coulson is as cheap. But Quake, I think, hits a bit harder, which might matter over the next couple turns. So I think we're going to do 1, 2 for Quake. Because in theory, Coulson is 3, but he gets a card back. So he's kind of 2. Okay, so she comes in. And we're going to immediately thwart for 1. That clears Generation X. And then we have a cascade of triggers. So I don't know the order of what goes first. Interrupts, responses when defeated, because we have 3 things triggering at the same time. I'm just going to vibes it. So we're going to do Chance Encounter. We're going to grab Wiccan, who I think is still in our discard pile. Yeah. That's Chance Encounter, which searches for an ally. We're going to draw with Skilled Investigator. That just is a random draw from our deck. Okay, Shapeshifter Strike. Good. At least we have damage. And then when defeated, each player may search the deck and discard pile for an identity-specific event. Oh, this can be any event. I thought this was a thwart event. Okay, well, we're still going to go for the thwart event. This is out of the game. So let's see if there's any in the deck left. 1 impersonation, 2 impersonation. So we'll go for the discard pile. Yeah, deck and discard pile. Okay, that's in our hand. Okay. Build some space out. In theory, Scroll Business is worse than Self-Propelled Glide, but Impersonation only does 4. We now played an event. Armored Shape can fire. Mind you, we missed that off of the one way or another. It's force interrupt, defeated, force response. I know that, Drew, but I think that they eroded either skilled investigator or chance encounter. I think one of them has an inappropriate thing. I think it's in the rules, so that's the bigger issue. But when does when defeated happen? Because I know it goes like flat text, status text, force interrupt, forced response. But I don't know when defeated happens in order. Yeah, only the timing condition is the same. That's the issue. We'll heal 2. So if we want to heal 2 more, we could first play Shapeshifter Strike. If we want to heal 2 more, that actually might be the play. But we're going to heal more with Ultimate Resonance. I don't think we need to. But with Shapeshifter Strike, whatever this is, I think we'll jump into Winged form and then do Threat. I think that's better. So we'll use Alien Physiology and we'll do, Impersonation. So that will remove 4 Threat from Self-Propelled Glide. We'll clear it. We can now jump to Alter Ego. In Alter Ego, we're going to use Ultimate Resonance to recover 2. We'll do that before we forget, and then shuffle one of our cards back into our deck. I think we're going to grab this with our text Alter Ego, so I'll just pull that aside. I think we just want to do Shapeshifter Strikes, but maybe we need an Impersonation back into the deck because that's going to have a lot of threat on it. Actually, I think we clear that though. I'm not 100% sure. We'll try this. If the interrupt or response is from something being defeated, then they interrupt or respond to the defeat. This is response after a side scheme is defeated, though. Does that go before it's defeated? Because it responds to the when defeat and then it goes. So I'm assuming we would have to get the card first, then draw this. So it would be chance when defeated response. That sounds right. But I'm pretty sure they changed one of those cards. I know there was one card from that era they changed the timing on. It might, and I thought it was a Justice card. Okay. We're here. We play Wiccan. Build support. Agent. Wiccan. Yeah, I think we're going to be able to clear the entire board here. And there's probably a better line than what I'm doing. So after you play Wiccan, from your hand, search for an event. We're going to go for Shapeshifter. The question is, what side do we play it on? Oh, it's still in our deck. That's why the cycle has felt weak. If we played in hero mode, we might be able to heal more damage. I think we do play in hero mode after we knock out Super Scroll. Okay, so our flip down was optional. So I'm going to flip up. Then I'm going to pitch, pretty sure we pitch the double to do Shapeshifter Strike. So this says deal 5 damage to an enemy. We take Retaliate 1. Ready your Shapeshift upgrade. Then Armored Shape triggers, which says heal 2. Oh, this doesn't defeat it. Oh, this is wrong. I forgot this is the one that doesn't do 2 damage. Yeah, that's not right. So we will recover 1. We'll put 5 on this. We'll take this back. This is exhausted. So instead, we'll play Shapeshifter. Is that still right, though? Do we just send it into Spider-Woman? Wait. Do we just attack Spider-Woman here? I think no matter what, we're taking Retaliate. Yeah, I think no matter what, we're taking Retaliate. So I think we'll still do it. We will play this for Shapeshifter. We do 5. We recover 2. We take 1 Retaliate, so we'll recover 1. Okay. Scrolls on 2. Then we'll play Shapeshifter. We'll search our deck and discard pile. We're going to grab Winged Shape. We will... I think we just pitch Winged Shape. The other options, we can play Awareness for infiltration and hope we don't draw a minion. I think we do that. We just discard 1 card. So we're going to use Awareness to generate 1. We'll pitch Shapeshifter Strike, and then we'll replace our shape with Winged Shape. We lose Retaliate. Oh, wait, then how am I going to play this card, Andre? That's fine. Honestly, maybe that was fine. I can't tell. So that sucks. So if that's the case, we'll throw this out and save a resource on this thing. We will just attack for 2 into Super Scroll. We don't take the Retaliate because it's defeated. Wiccan will thwart for 2 off of this for safety, and we'll pass. Okay. I think we cleared most of that board. If we really wanted to, we could have infiltration that, I think, and maybe it would have been fine for us. Interrupts are a little odd. They kind of go back in time to make predictions about the future. It's kind of hard to really figure out how they work aside from the rules just say they do. I mean, that's good enough for most, including myself. All right, armor defense is great. We have 9 health though. A double impersonation is good if we clear 1 threat off that side scheme that's off camera. And there's the multitasking. I think there's 1 more in the bottom. Yeah. Multitasking will line up well here because we can do multitasking into impersonation to jump down. All right, this goes to 3 because of double acceleration. Spider-Woman attacks for 3 and a card. We could put Wiccan in the way, but I think Wiccan thwarting for 2 is reasonable. I think we'll just take it. And, oh no, we could chance encounter here. Yeah, so I think we'll block with Wiccan. 1, 2, 3, 4. This card gains +1 for every status card, so it does 4 damage to Wiccan. Counter card. Iron Fist. I think this is going to attack us. When revealed, he's back. Iron Fist attacks you. Otherwise, Iron Fist activates against you. So he's attacking for 3. In theory, if we play Armored Defense, it gets a toughness, but I think we just take 3 damage. It's back to us. So we want to clear this. We definitely want to clear it because it does a lot for us. Our deck is only 3 cards left. So how do we clear this? Good question. If we play multitasking, it does 6 threat. If we use enhanced awareness, it does 2, 2, and then 1, 2. Then Quake can just clear it. After we put a chance encounter on it. Yeah, I think that's a play. So I'm going to play a chance encounter on there. Then we'll generate an enhanced awareness to play multitasking. I didn't look at my hand. I'm assuming this is correct. So this removes 2 threat from 1 scheme and then 2 threat from another because we played the mental that it requires. Then we can do Winged Shape, which removes 2 threat from this if we want. Quake, we'll just knock it out. And when we should clear Scroll Business, let's try and do the order correct. So Scroll Business's text doesn't matter, but we have an interrupt. So we can search our deck and discard pile for an ally. Cool. And then we'll Skilled Investigator draw a card. Informant. Nice. We can make Iron Fist our informant again, just like we did earlier. And that's this. Okay, cool. Board state, finally, control. Control board state. Good board state control. I think we're going to go for a healing suit for a second. So I think we're just going to do 2 damage into Iron Fist. If we want impersonation, we have to do into Gathering Support. Actually, this might have been a better impersonation angle than what we did there. Yeah, it probably was better to do impersonation so we can flip down to Alter Ego. Because flipping down to Alter Ego is really good. Maybe we can play the informant. We jump down. This goes to 2. She does 3, 4. If she gets a 3 boost, we're cooked. We could hope it's not a 3 boost. I don't have any 3 boosts. We haven't seen that many so far. Yeah, we haven't seen that many. I think we still just impersonation for 1. I think it's actually still worth it. Especially because we're going to shuffle a card back into a really thin deck. So remove 4 threat. It cleared it. So there's definitely a better way of doing this. We flip down to Alter Ego. Well, Ultimate Residence. Whatever card we put in our deck, we're definitely going to draw. We recover 2. So I think we actually put in a double. So let's put the Hulk double in. The Hulk form. Because I think we want to draw that sooner than later. So I'm going to shuffle in a second. Because we're going to do 2 for Wiccan. You know how this works. We go grab our card. It's a shapeshifter. We're going to use our Alter Ego text to go grab a card. Man, this is convoluted. Okay, that's cool. Then we probably want to jump up, change form. Yeah, I think we do that. So we jump up. We don't have an event to play. Yeah, we don't have an event to play. We can, in theory, like play the Imitation Shoot, then play the Shapeshifter, then it draws a card, but we can't play that card. So I think we just play Shapeshifter here. So let's just search. I think we're going to go for the defense one. We add it to our hand. Then we'll pitch 2 for the defense one, which spins the number slightly down, gives us retaliate, which is nice. We have the armored defense in our hand. We're ready. We will attack for 2, knocking out Iron Fist. And we don't have an event. I think we'll hold on to armored defense. It seems much more important than format, so we'll just pass. Wiccan will attack for 1. Who cares? That's that. We're going to deck out. We're going to draw all these cards, so I'm not going to shuffle. So it's Hulk Shape, multitasking, armored defense. Oh, we were going to draw into an armored defense. Okay, hold on. We should have known that. So I'm going to retcon that. We will play an informant instead because we had perfect information that was going to be there. I should have slowed down to check the deck. And then we'll shuffle. Getting an encounter card. All right, it's 11:15. This one's taking a bit longer. We drew some really bad cascades of stuff, but so far it's okay. Again, Spider Woman's doing her thing, I guess. The treacheries are scary. I don't know if you have to make a certain scarier, but they did figure out how to do it. All right, we only get 2 more cards. So we're going to get a Quinn Carrier. It's a bit too little too late. And assess the situation, which we're never too upset to see. This goes to 2. She's attacking for 3 and a card. We could just block with Wiccan here if we want to, or we can do damage by just playing our card Armored Defense. I think we do Armored Defense here. I'll just Quinn Carrier for Armored Defense. Just get some damage in while we can. So when an enemy attacks you, deal damage equal to your defense. So she takes 3. Then she's attacking for 3 and a card. 1, 2, 3. We're not going to block. 4, 5. Big damage. However, we now get to do 2 things. Firstly, we retaliate for 1, and we get toughness, and we played an event, so we heal 2. It feels like a very smooth interaction whenever that happens. We only have 3 cards in hand, so hopefully this is okay. Assault. Ugh. So now she's attacking with an extra card, extra number. So she's attacking for 4. I think 4 is good enough. So we'll take 4. 5, 6. Hits the toughness. She takes retaliate 1. Venom Blast? Stop it. She gets 1 charge. It's the other Venom Blast. When revealed, Spider-Woman attacks you. If this attack, remove the following skill counters. It gets arranged. Oh, wow. There's piercing and overkill in this set. So she's attacking for 4. Jesus, she attacked 3 times. We'll block with Wiccan on this one. 3, 4, 5. Gets +1 for each stats card, so it's 5 damage to Wiccan. Wow, that was rough. We're still alive, but like kind of barely. And it's back to us. This is probably a jump down and stay down turn. Not much we can do here besides jump down and stay down. I think we do. Yeah, we're still ready. I guess we either attack for 2 or thwart for 1. Multitasking does all the thwarting we need, so I think we're just going to jump down. If we jump down, we have a lot of healing. Yeah, if the main scheme goes through, it's fine. So we'll attack for 2. We could recover for 2 or for 3. Wait, what's his recovery? Is it 4? Yeah, it's 4. I'll just 1 armored defense out. 1 minion out. I'll attack for 2. We'll try and push it. All right, we'll do Alien Physiology. Get rid of Armored Shape. We'll play Hulk Shape, redding us, giving us more attack. Oh, because of that, yeah. We definitely should have attacked. We're going to play Assess the Situation here. I don't think we're going to do much. We're just going to grab another double resource. So we get +1 hand size. We do 2 damage to the villain. We'll attack 1 more time for 3. We'll might as well enhanced awareness here. Using the whole enhanced awareness, that seems good. We'll remove 2 threat, which we might still advance. We'll hop down. We'll use the ultimate residence. So we'll recover 2. And we'll shuffle in one of our cards. I think it's going to be Wiccan. And then we'll just grab the Armored Shape back to hand and pass with an extra resource. We're drawing 6 cards. Sorry, we have 5 hand size down here as well. I think that's all we got. Not too bad. All right, so we're going to keep this. 5 more. Chance encounter. Doesn't really matter, but Wiccan is in our discard pile. Winged Shape, that's good. The more shapes we have, the more likely we can do 7 damage. I think here we have 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we already have 7 damage here if we don't lose, which I don't think we can. Personation, okay. One way or another, that's more cards if you don't care about the player side's game. And there's Wiccan, so this is going to be a lot of damage. This goes to 2. Schemes for 2 and a card. Boost. Reveal this card. Oh, this is the one that we can't get rid of. It's Contaminant Immunity. I always read this as Containment Immunity. So she schemes for 3. This goes to 5. It went from 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Counter card. Pheromones? No, not on this turn. So she gets a counter. You are stunned and confused. Place one skill counter in finesse. That sucks. I still think we have enough damage. Hulkling has such satisfying turns. Really does. Like, it is a wild... I don't know. It feels like some of the pieces are moving for the sake of moving, right? Like, I play this to get this card. I use this card to... Like, it's cool if you like the sort of Rube Goldberg, but it does sometimes feel a bit convoluted. The turns are really satisfying. You play a lot of cards. That's for sure. Speaking of a lot of cards, we're going to do Altman and we're going to do our search for a thing. We'll do them at the same time. So we'll recover for 2. We have to shuffle in a Hulkling card, so Armored Defense goes in, and we'll go grab. Honestly, it doesn't really matter what we grab here. Yeah, I guess they're all in our hand besides the one on the table. Yeah, we have the... Wait, we're going to win on the 4 turn? We're going to do the 4 shape turn, I think. That's kind of neat. The stun and confused does hurt, but I think we have the 4 shape turn. If we have a cheap event, we do have a one way or another. We have the 4 shape turn. That's sick. So playing Wiccan can make this like a 6 shape turn, but I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to flip up. We're going to attack. Stunned. So that stinks. We're just going to play one way or another. Our basic attack usually does less than any attack event, so I think this ordering is fine. So we'll search for a side scheme. I think they're in here. Regardless if this fizzles, we still played an event, so that's half of what we care for. Yeah, it fizzles. There are no side schemes in here. But that's technically okay, because legally we played an event, so we can deal 2 damage to the villain. Tenny Moneybags Altman. It's weird. It's really, really weird. We should have no problem doing 5 damage. Okay. We will Alien Physiology, get rid of Hulk Shape. We'll play, I don't know, Winged Shape. Ready's us. 2/2/2. We have enough damage, right? Right. We'll attack for 2. We will play every single shape. So what does this do? If we play Wiccan, we get Wiccan, we spend 3 resources, we get 2 resources back. So I don't think we play Wiccan if we want to do the every shape tour. Because we can play 2 for this. Wait, we're 1 card short of doing every shape? No. I think we are. Whatever, we won't complicate things. We will just do this for +1 attack shape, 2 attack shape. Wait, no, that's not lethal. Okay, wait, hold on. We have to complicate it slightly. Slightly complicate it. Just complicate it like a wee bit, Andre. Okay, so we'll pitch 2 for Wiccan. Oh yeah, we'll just do Wiccan instead. So not only can we attack with Wiccan, we can just search for our 5 attack Wiccan card. So we'll search for our Wiccan card. It does 5 damage. We'll play it. Yeah, we could have done 3 shapes, but it's like slightly short of lethal. We also could have got another shape back and then played 2 shapes, but I think we're slightly off of damage. But then with Wiccan, we get there. But yeah, we'll just play the 5 attack thing, Shapeshifter Strike, and that does 5 damage. Villain takes 5. Honestly, is Spider-Woman the most fun? I think out of all the villains, Spider-Woman might be the most fun. Am I liking Spider-Woman? Because she's scary. The other ones aren't scary. Like, at least the cool thing about Spider-Woman is that her text is relevant almost regardless of what the encounter deck is, because treacheries do show up. You know what I mean? Like, Iron Man doesn't matter. There's like 5 upgrades. He doesn't do anything. Captain America's okay. It matters, but it's like a bit tedious. It's just like, oh, take the shield off, protect the shield. Like, that's fine. Who am I missing? Captain Marvel's okay. Kind of neat. But Spider-Woman actually is the one that's more relevant on more board states. It feels more like you're fighting a villain. That's neat. It's a good surprise. This is I think like our 4th Spider-Woman game, so we haven't played a lot of it. But that's it. This Hulkling deck, again, you can find a link below. This is not mine. This is from Man-is-Obsolete. Seems pretty cool. I think I'd do some small changes. I think I would cut Informant. Maybe I have to play it against different encounters. I'd probably cut the Coulson. I'm assuming Manifold is actually really quite good. I don't like Sense of Justice. I don't think it's worth playing. I don't think we have enough thwart events. I feel like we can just add resources, and raw resources are really good. There's actually a bunch of turns where we're short, just like basically 1 resource, and not in the ways that I think Sense of Justice and Enhanced Awareness pay for it. I'm also not a big Yellow Jacket fan. Maybe in this deck it's fine because finding chance encounters is that important. It's neat though. It's a really neat deck. I like the multitaskings a lot. I like the infiltrations a lot. Multitasking is so sick that this is like 1 for 6 if you have winged shape. I think that's so cool. I'm really into that. And one way or another, it's just such a good card. They play very different in multiplayer than solo. Yeah, that's a lot of the game for what it's worth. Like I do think the solo game is significantly different. Like the evaluations of individual cards is so different in solo versus multiplayer. Like cards like Chance Encounter in solo, you can crack on the same turn you put down. That's not guaranteed. Wait, does Chance Encounter fire for everyone? No, search your deck. Okay, it doesn't fire for everyone, right? Like having a card that removes 4 threat is also so much different in solo than multiplayer. But I'm assuming you can play this deck in multiplayer. Very, very cool. Hopefully I'll play through all these villains with my partner, but I'm assuming we'll play PvP sooner than that. I'm hoping to sleeve up some decks. If you want to send submissions, if you want to leave a comment on the YouTube video on the stream, I need to bring a couple decks because I'm not going to bring my collection. But when I go off to family, I'll probably put everything, a couple decks, mind you, in the Civil War box and just take that with me. So it's going to be definitely Tigra and Hulkling. I'm going to pick 2 more. I think my partner wants to play Spider-Ham in the PvP. So I'll try and build something there. Probably 1 for every aspect. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. That's mostly it. We've been streaming for just 3 hours, 2 hours and 59 minutes, 44 seconds. Thanks so much for hanging out. Again, we won't have a stream on Sunday. I have a couple videos that will be uploaded over the next week. Again, I've been on a Tigra tear. So there's 2 aggression videos and then 1 justice video coming out later. The justice deck might be the most interesting, but the aggression deck is like the easiest to play, I think, because it's basically a modification of the precon. And for what it's worth, I played the Tigra precon against a lot of expert villains and it's totally fine. It is honestly really quite good. It was just me banging games out on dragon cards and just grabbing the pre-constructed deck. It was way better than I think I expected it to be. I think that's mostly it. That's coming up in the future. If you're watching this, if you're new to the channel, if you want to leave a like on the stream, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. That really does help. The channel is growing. I think there's a chance we'll have 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year, which would be incredibly impressive. Otherwise, thanks so much for hanging out. If you're in chat, if you're watching this during the holidays, happy holidays. Hopefully you're doing well. And otherwise we'll be back hopefully before the new year in live, but I can't really promise that. We'll kind of play it as it comes. That's mostly it. Take care of yourselves and we'll catch you in the next one. Good night. Good holidays. Cheers on day. I'm a Enjoy your holidays as well. Ciao.